Hello and welcome to Infamous, the audio podcast. This is Brandon, or Mutilus on Discord.
This is Parker, go by Tardiness Executioner on Discord.
This is Jeremy. I go by just Jeremy on Discord, don't send me any your goddamn jokes anymore. Thank you. Bye-bye.
This is Aaron. I go by I will accept your jokes on Discord.
Yeah, just heads up, you can send me your jokes for Jeremy. I'll make sure he gets them.
Oh, man.
So, quick announcements today. As always, we've got some probationary episodes. Parker, you've managed to claw your way all the way down to 2,591 episodes.
Boom.
Good
Weren't
job.
you at like
Good
1,000
job.
or 3,000 at some point?
He was, and then he decided not to bet the same thing as Aaron. and then he didn't.
You're a
Boom.
fucking
Narrow
coward,
miss.
sir. You're a coward.
Yeah, coward.
You have all those
and
episodes.
then in recent news, Jeremy has one probationary episode.
Whoa!
Jeremy illegally submitted something to Mojo World last week. He got it by me because I have not seen the movie, despite me shooting down 4 of his other attempts to make up Vegas.
Boom.
Fucking knew I could sneak one in. Fuck you. There you go. Bam!
Now, I mean, in Jeremy's defense, he's never been to Vegas, and so he doesn't know what Vegas is like. So he just was assuming movies were in Vegas when they're not.
Look, if you're gambling, you're in Vegas, right? Isn't
That's
that what
how
that
it
means?
works.
Las Vegas. You got fucking blackjack and cards and stuff. You're in Vegas.
Jeremy used to host poker night at his house.
Vegas.
So we come over, and he would just lay out 2 pair and be like, Vegas!
Vegas?
It's like, what are you doing?
Like, what is this? Is not
Alrighty.
Vegas. Oh, weird. Okay.
In other large announcements, Aaron, do you want to tell him? Do you want me to tell him?
You should tell them.
Aaron lost his pants.
That's why you're only getting the waist up right now.
Yeah, only waist up
Thank
came.
God.
No, in actual news though, Jeremy took it upon himself to kidnap 2 people and start a second podcast centered around Judgment Eternal Champions, which is, I guess, pretty
Judgment!
cool. Judgment! So, first episode is out now, if you're hearing this. Second episode will be out this weekend for LVO, and then next episode will be next week for LVO wrap-up. So if you are at all interested in hearing about Judgment Eternal Champions, or currently like Judgment Eternal Champions, please check out the first episode, see if you like it. Although if you like this, I can't imagine you won't like the other one, unless you just really hate Jeremy, then I could totally get it.
Listen, if you hate me, still listen, okay? Because we have a lot of things and stuff, and also Aaron's on there.
Yeah.
I mean, you might like him, so like, just come for that, right? Come.
No one likes me.
If you like crab cakes, like sometimes you go to a wedding just for the crab cakes, right? You don't really like the people. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
If you think I'm an egotistical shit and you want to see me get my crap pushed in learning a new game and being bad at it, you can come listen to me fail.
Nice.
Oh, man. If you're bad at that game, man.
I am.
Big warning. Jeremy does talk more in that one than in this one, so you're going to get more of that.
Big warning. Okay, so big warning. Brandon isn't in this.
Danger alert.
So fuck him, right?
That's true. Yeah, if you don't like me, but you like everybody else, tune into the other one for sure.
Welcome.
100%.
We will welcome you with open arms. Brandonless society. Here we go.
Also, there's a severe lack of dad jokes so far, so I don't know if people will even
son
tune
of a
in.
Bitch.
Alrighty. So moving on, we've got our Patreon and partner links in the show notes as always. And do we have any news?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Do we have a no news?
No news is good news.
No news. No news.
Alrighty. So I guess we're going to go straight into currently playing. So let's see what I actually played a game fairly recently. I played in the Battle Realms tournament. That was fun. I think we talked about that already, though. I don't really have plans for what I'm playing next. I've been so busy that I've played like 4 games in the last month. So I'm very excited to play more games, though.
I am super excited to continue playing with Guardians. I wasn't excited last week. Now, I have added in a certain amount of spice, which his name is Black Bolt, into Guardians.
I think you said it wrong.
Oh, what should I have said?
Blackagar Boltagon.
Blackagar Boltagon. You're absolutely right.
They said in unison.
Sir or Esquire, whatever you want to call it. That gentleman is a punisher of people. Having a lot of fun with that. It's pretty cool. That's what I'm taking to LBO.
He's a spicy piece.
Do you feel like one of the things I feel like in Guardians is a lot of their models, not all of them, but a lot of them feel kind of static. So he is also a fairly static model unless you're using a spender. Do you feel like he moves around enough for them, or is he just a specific drop for a certain scenario? How are you getting around the fact that he's pretty static in a faction that's also pretty static?
He's my 3 model drop, where I'm actually playing Black Order, not actually Guardians. So Thanos, Black Bolt, and Ghost Rider. So it's pretty crazy. That's the one I like the most.
Yes,
he doesn't always.
That's
drop.
not nothing.
He's a 5-point drop, so it just depends what we're playing. But I do like him with Thanos a lot. Being able to place him up and stuff. He's not static whatsoever when Thanos is on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, having a delivery system for him is key, while simultaneously getting a bodyguard for Thanos.
Yep.
Yeah, the bodyguard for Thanos is really interesting. I like that.
Yeah, his bodyguard for one is just ignorant and abusing that, trying to get him on his backside so you can throw 1 billion dice with his spender, like Whisper with 14 dice. I'm not sure that the world is ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to keep playing probably a lot of criminals until my shield stuff gets here. The shield stuff is done, and so I'm going to be playing a bunch of shield stuff. It's on its way momentarily, and once it gets here, I will be playing shield nonstop for a while, and I'll see how that feels.
Shield
coming
with,
along with
She-Hulk?
shield. What's that?
She-Hulk shield?
I might put She-Hulk in there. The
You
list I have
better.
right now does not.
Who
But I
else is
probably
putting
should.
She-Hulk in a shield list other than you?
I know.
Stop
It's
it.
probably me.
Stop it, Parker.
Definitely no one.
You
And coming along is with it. One of the quests I had is new Crossbones, because Crossbones Merciless Merc is a monster. I've been proxying a bunch. Aaron let me
he's
play
really
with
good.
him. His one he feels so good for a 3-pointer. I raised so many eyebrows with him over the past 8 games I've played. I've slammed him, windmill slammed him in every one, and he just feels so strong. I really like him. If you haven't tried him yet, he is just a little workhorse. And along with that is finally the Sentinel Prime. I'm really excited to put Sentinel Prime in a bunch of lists. I want to see him in Cyclops X-Men. I want to see him in Inhumans. I want to play Sentinel Prime in a bunch of other stuff. I feel like I might enjoy him like I enjoy Sexy Strange. Not as much in his own affiliation, although I do enjoy Convocation. I like him so much more in other affiliations abusing him. So I'm going to try posting him up on the center of the table and let other lists fight around him. I think it could be fun. That's what's coming up. I'm excited to try as soon as my painting order gets here.
Parker, those are 5-point models, Those aren't just 4-point models.
I know.
You love...
It's a little odd. I know.
I'm not sure if this is
No
your
She-Hulk.
character. I'm
No,
not sure
no
if you're
She-Hulk,
gonna-
not
yeah.
4-point models, off-brand.
This
Off-brand.
is off-brand. This is not Parker Tech. This is someone else talking in your ear. If you just want to say the name, who told you this? Because we know this isn't you.
Now you've got me interested. How many of this order that I'm getting are 4-pointers? I'm counting 4. So the only ones that aren't 4-pointers are exactly those 2 I just said. So everything else is a 4-pointer.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a bunch of 4-pointers.
Okay,
so
good.
don't you worry. Don't you fret none.
I was worried a little
I'll be
bit.
having
I
a
just
lot of
wanted to,
4-pointers.
if someone is messing with you, you let us know.
I won't.
Okay.
You know what other 4-pointer I'm actually really excited by? I haven't seen anyone put her down yet on the table anywhere here, so maybe you guys have and I just didn't know it, is the Black Widow, the 4-point Black Widow. I think she cooks with sauce. I'm really excited to try her.
Well, people are trying
specifically
to
in
win.
Good.
S.H.I.E.L.D.
I mean, people are trying to
she's
win.
good.
So,
Yeah.
I understand.
But I need to play only 4-pointers so that I can always beat Cosmic Ghost Rider. That's special sauce.
Yes.
I can only imagine somewhere somebody has taken your advice and is just running 4-pointers into CGR and then screaming to the heavens, "What am I doing wrong?"
Parker has failed me.
Listening to Parker was the answer. Who had listening to Parker?
I don't know. I guess when it fails me, I have lost to CGR, and the time I lost to CGR was I played 3-pointers, and it was a terrible, terrible.
You
farce.
dumb fuck.
Wasn't even close.
You
yeah,
knew
I
better
know.
than that.
As soon as
What
I
are you
did it,
doing?
you know what it was? It was when I was playing in Battle Realms with this criminal list, and as soon as I saw he had CGR, and I looked down and I went, oh, I only have
3-pointer.
2 4-pointers. What will I do? And
Nothing.
that was it.
You'll eat it. You'll eat it. Eat it.
So the funny part is like, there's actually like, let's actually talk about this for a second. It's actually not the stupidest thing ever if you think about it.
No.
So let's do it from this point of view. The problem with CGR is he gets on these crazy runs where he'll just like coin flip one-shot somebody like 3 or 4 times in a row because he's like right on the line of killing 3-pointers. But against 4-pointers, they've usually got like 1 too many health or like 1 too many defense. He just comes up short way more often than he does on 3s because they've got a couple more points of stats. But if you upgrade to like 5s and 6s, then he's getting maximum efficiency by being able to double tap you because he's taking away a premium activation as opposed to a poor activation. And so there's something to be said about being right in the area where it's hard for him to one-shot you, but not worth him attacking you twice. And so I think there's a random miracle bonus in there that actually like you would never think would actually help you. But that being said, I think the strategy is it's a little suspect.
There's also
I believe in supporting math when math is present. I'm just saying.
I think you are correct. I think he loves picking on little guys, and he loves shutting down key activations with things like his spender, and no matter the cost, and you're really going all in on that. And 4s don't let you do either. I think that's legit.
I think he killed Thanos first turn. Honestly, I think that happened in a tournament.
It did. There was a big tournament where CGR top of 1 Thanos where he got to activate on his deployment line.
That was 8 points.
But I mean, obviously that's insane-o luck.
No,
but...
I commit my entire list to make sure I do that every turn.
Yeah. But I think things like OG Sabretooth, there's a bunch of 4s like OG Sabretooth, Ronin, Psylocke, probably
Daredevil,
Logan,
really
Daredevil. Like there's a bunch of 4s that he really doesn't like to see because he may not one-round them with, like you said, a single attack is unlikely to one-round them, and they'll all do too much things to him back, right?
Logan's a really good example because it's almost impossible for him to one-round Logan, while Logan will just immediately heal most of the damage he did and actually chunk him back.
Right.
And so he's in a weird spot where he's like, he kind of wants to just kill everyone else and kind of ignore Logan. But yeah.
There's a bunch of, and it's not just like, I wish I could say it's a bunch of niche 4-pointers, but it's not. It's a bunch of common, popular 4-pointers. But I think people don't think about 4-pointers. They don't reach for those when they're going, oh man, my opponent's playing CGR. I need my most efficient model. So your most efficient might be down at the 3s or up at the 6s, but maybe you should be considering the 4s for specifically him. It's an idea.
Aaron, what are you
why
playing?
Do you disagree with everything we just said?
Yeah.
Well, because it's fundamentally wrong.
Okay.
I mean, at the core, right? Like, he
Yeah.
is obviously, he's had a lot to drink, and he's also completely out of his gourd. Please help
I was
us.
doing everything I could to not vomit while I was listening to you guys.
Is
talk
this
about
like the Hubble telescope? Like it's like you designed it in metric, you dumb fuck. Like, it's like, well, we can just convert it, right? It's like that doesn't change the size of the object.
We can pay this off in Canadian, right?
Yeah. What if we blame it on some idiot and fire him? Aaron, I'm waiting for your input about Parker's CGR tech.
I think it has to do with the specific 4s he's using, not the mere fact that they're 4s, right? You can't just take a 4.
Metaphors are clearly different than, look, I included Venom in my list.
No, they're not
Look,
metaphors. That's what's actually good about Parker's list. It's like Sabretooth 1. Like, how is CGR going to one round Sabretooth 1? It's remarkably difficult with exceptional healing. And he just...
Same math with Logan, though, right?
Yeah, the difference is Sabretooth 1 can walk up and open up a world of hurt on your people. Or he double moves and gets dazed, and he's like, okay, next round, I kill a bunch of people. I guarantee I can get another shot in because you can't kill me because now I have exceptional healing. There's just a lot of things that you can do with your out-of-activation models or your judgment models like Ronin that actually specifically put a crimp into CGR's game plan. So kudos to Parker for picking not just 4s, but good 4s into his list. I think it's a good list.
Parker's never made a good list in his whole life.
Somebody had to say it.
Listen,
I appreciate both of you.
Jeremy,
Both of you.
you can't use Parker's episodes against him to be mean because you have episodes now, so you need to be at least cordial.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I mean, that's how debt works. Like, you're both in the same category. You're both in the doghouse.
How do I work this debt off?
You're both Jerry. Like,
Listen,
you guys get the shit. That's how it works.
Who do I got to blow to be Batman? That's what I want to know. Who do I got to blow? Like,
I mean, you can make a bet with Parker to get rid of your episode.
Parker.
I don't understand. How did you get an episode?
I don't understand.
He lied and tried to submit Reindeer Games as a movie that takes place in Vegas.
Oh.
That should be episodes on all y'all. Why is it episodes on me? You motherfuckers.
Because you're the one that fucked up.
Y'all let me fuck up. Okay, this is America.
That's
in this America I live in right now, you will
it's
not
only
let
cheating
me mess
if your
up.
opponent catches you.
Exactly. Look.
Yeah, that's the kind of mentality we need.
That's American mentality. Look, we all get first place. Shut the fuck up. All right, Aaron, what are you playing? What's going on?
I'm playing not a whole lot, actually. I've been busy with a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
But I have officially decided that my 2024 goal is to stand by.
Stand by. I gotta look at my notes.
Play 600.
I got to give someone some credit, and I don't want to mess it up. We're gonna make a call out. Andrew Savage.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you.
Ooh.
Oh, is that the guy who played more games than you?
This is the guy who has the highest Longshanks rating for unaffiliated MCP play.
That's right.
Over the past 12 months.
Oh my god.
So my goal, starting with LVO, is to see how high I can take unaffiliated lists.
Is that like honestly the gold medal in Special Olympics kind of thing? Like that feels like one of those kind of things.
Whatever it is, I want one on my wall.
Whatever it is, I want the gold play button from.
I don't know what that is, but I want it.
It goes on my wall. Oh my!
So we're gonna play unaffiliated for a while. I don't know how long a while is gonna be. We'll see how it goes. Now,
is it the goal to end the year with a higher ranking in unaffiliated than him?
No,
or just at some point eclipse him.
We're just gonna sneak in there real quick.
Can I give you
just like one day I had him, and then I immediately lost it.
I'll have the screenshot forever.
I think you should have to hold it till the end of the year. That way, it's like, oh, he beat me again. Like, you got to switch back and keep going.
I think you should have to keep a girlfriend for more than 3 weeks. But hey, who's keeping track?
Whoa. 3 months.
Okay, so I think you should have to do that with a small caveat. I think the caveat should be no Thanos. If you can do it without Thanos, I'm proud of you. If you do it with Thanos, I really don't give a shit. You haven't shown nothing. You've proven that Thanos is the strongest model in the game.
I know where this is going. I don't know how Jeremy hasn't seen it coming.
No. So I have my models packed for LVO in the suitcase already. Are you telling me I have to take them out so I can't play my Thanos list?
You do what you want. I would love to see you run a train on people with your list. That's fine.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying
the important thing is that he won't respect you. Yeah.
Yeah, like I believe Thanos is the strongest model in the game. I always have. I've always called him out. I fucking hate him. That's fine. But for you to claim that it's not a fucking affiliation and strong, I don't think that's a thing. I think that you're using Thanos for what Thanos does, and he fucks people over, and no one else seems to carry this whole torch that I do. Like, I think Thanos is broken as fuck.
Oh, for a very long time, people agreed with you, and just literally not until CGR came out that they moved off that bandwagon.
Yeah, in any variation. So the fact that you're beating the fuck out of people with Thanos plus others is a thing. Okay, that's fine.
Not impressive.
If you straight up don't use Thanos and go unaffiliated and dominate, dude, I'm 100% respecting you. That's 100% awesome.
Okay, so I'm going to take Thanos to LVO because shit's packed.
Yep.
When I get back from LVO, I will play the rest of the quarter.
Okay.
So through the end of March, every rated Longshanks event, every event, every time I show up to the game store will be unaffiliated, non-Thanos.
Dude, I'll wear your badge. I'm telling you. If you fucking whoop ass with that, I'll wear your badge.
I'm just saying that, like, I think it should only count if you're playing in a rated event, personally.
Well, they
those
only
games
count.
aren't affecting... No, but those games aren't affecting your rating, and so, like, you playing unaffiliated is only accomplishing practice.
Sure, why not?
That's all.
I can
that's all
practice
I'm saying.
unaffiliated whatevers during casual game night.
I don't think you need to be locked into it. Is all I'm saying. Like
Nope.
if something new
Yeah.
comes out and you're like, "Oh, this looks fun," like you should be able to play it.
I need Jeremy's approval and respect. You don't understand how insecure I am on the inside.
Good.
No, we're aware you wouldn't even pick a topic. You were afraid.
No. If Jeremy demands something, I'm the submissive in the relationship. Like, let's just get things
Okay,
clear
good.
here.
Good.
I mean, just because I warned you, people are going to rip you for Big Bang Theory, and I mean, I understand it was you and your dad's show or whatever, but
It was just on the special we had. I don't know why Nigel had to absolutely trash that memory I had of
I know. I mean, honestly, I can't believe he went that far. Like the personal attacks like that are not appropriate.
Not really.
Whew.
But it's the internet. You can say whatever you want on the internet.
Should we swat him? Okay, we won't this time.
Ooh,
We won't this time.
I actually think I have his address. We could.
Yeah. No, 100%. Like, if you can do it without Thanos, that's seriously a legit thing. With Thanos, you're just winning with Thanos, the affiliation. Like, that's an affiliation, as far as I'm concerned.
I am not disagreeing with you.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so you've talked about your list at all, or you just talk about your goal?
That was just my goal.
All right, let's talk about the list you're taking to LVO.
Okay, the list I'm taking to LVO is Thanos the affiliation. With space and reality. Yes. 4 models I want to play in almost every situation is Thanos, Black Panther, Baron Zemo, and Nebula.
Mm-hmm.
They're all long rerolls. They all have a reroll all mechanic. And then Thanos says, well, why don't I give you 2 to 4 extra dice with which you can reroll all. Super strong. Combined with those 4 models, you play down the middle fights. Intrusions, demons, meteors, and then alien ship and virus are the C extract. And then I have hammers because Thanos on hammers is #good.
Everyone should be aware at this point.
So that's the goal, is to run 17 with those 4. And it has not won every game, but it has been really fun to just not. I do not give 2 shits about the scenario. Like, I'm not picking anything up. In fact, the last time I played a game, I think against Kenny, and I tried to flip the meteor with Zemo, and then turn 2, I'm like, well, I only have 1 power now, can't charge. That was a stupid fucking decision.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nothing matters but murdering the opponent. It's just a weird game plan for me.
You're not counting to 16, you're counting enemy health bars.
Yep. And then maybe we'll think about scoring on turn 4 or something once we see where the game's going.
Yeah.
So that's
if they run away from you, basically, then you'll just score points.
Yep. So that's the plan, those 4 models. But you have to have a couple backups in your hip pocket to just in case you have different point totals, can't play at 17 or whatnot. So I have another 4, or 2 other 4s, Logan and Psylocke.
Mm-hmm.
Psylocke can reroll infinite number of dice with checks with what Thanos is trying to do. And then Logan is just a great beat stick. And if he's rolling, what would that be? 9 dice, reroll 2 with his, Pierce spender. You don't have to sell anyone on why Logan's a good choice to slot in any list. So which one I would run largely depends on what the scenario is. Like, I don't want to run Logan if he can't be outside of 3 for my people.
Mm-hmm.
I also have X-23 as my 3 threat of choice. I don't think anyone's going to argue that she is the most damaging 3 that's out there. And again,
I thought Zemo is your 3 threat of choice. What is
sure?
X-23?
Yeah. So this is if I have to play like at 18, right? So now I would upgrade Nebula to X-23.
Got it.
Or I would keep Nebula and then upgrade Zemo into Logan. So I have my 17 that's really set for the most part. But then, given different threat totals, I might need to sub people in and out, that's all I'm saying. At 18, it's Thanos, and then a 5 and a 3 or 2 4s. So those are the decisions I have to make. I was just kind of going over the various threat values and what characters I had slotted there.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives me kind of a core 7 that I want to run with Thanos. Quick recap. Thanos, Black Panther, Logan, Psylocke, Zemo, X-23, and Nebula. After that core 7, I added Rocket, and he is purely there for points. For instance, if I think my opponent's also going to play 5 wide at 19, I could play Rocket in addition to the 4 that I want to play. He can sit on a back point and just shoot people. Like, I really wanted someone who could score if I thought I needed to.
Yeah.
And then I didn't have a 5. And again, at 16, I need a 5 and a 3, or a 4 and a 4. And so I chose Cable as my 5 of choice. And this one's very iffy. What's really interesting is Cable can give Thanos defense dice, and Thanos gives Cable offense dice. So it's definitely synergistic, but Cable can definitely be the weak link in a tall squad. But he's there for now. He throws terrain, which the rest of the list doesn't do.
He also has super high tempo like the rest of your list.
Yep. And then the last tech piece is Storm. And she's there because I don't want to run Thanos on Ds for the most part. I'd have to test out some specifics, but depends who I'm playing against. But like Web Warriors on Ds, I don't think Thanos is going to have a good game. And I looked at the rest of the list, and I already had Logan and X-23. And I said, well, I can put them aside from a D on each side, and they threaten that side D, if you will, with a walk and either an X/slash or a no matter the cost spender from X-23. So the plan against a wide webs team on Ds is to play X-Men and just get after them as quick as I can. I don't think it's a good list, but it's, I think, better than a Thanos-led list going tall. So that's why Storm's there. She's just there to give me a different plan if I need to flex out of the Thanos one. So that's it. Those are my 10.
Is it Storm because you just like her more than Cyclops? You just don't feel like that Cyclops is what you want?
I do not want Cyclops because it says on a D, right? Cyclops leadership less effective. I also want to increase the punching power of my other models. So I don't think Cyclops punches enough. Like if I want a 4, it's going to be Logan. Psylocke also does really well into webs. So Storm, X-23, Logan, Psylocke, Baron Zemo is kind of the core that I would look for. So upgrading Storm to a 4 threat in Cyclops means downgrading someone else.
Yeah.
And I don't think I want to do that. I think I need the punch where I need it or where I have it.
Yeah. And against webs, you really just need to, get the maneuverability to get to them. And so Storm helps with that. Cyclops tends to less with field leader costing 3 and everyone being far away from him.
If you use X-Men...
And spreading out.
So let me ask you this. If you use X-Men, is it automatically lost for the year? You failed your attempt.
I think so.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
gonna say
that's a 0.
No.
Yes.
I'm going to put my foot down and say no.
No. Well, why no?
You can tell us. Aaron, I don't know if you heard, but I have the highest win rate in Longshanks just because I decided I do.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
Wow. That is really impressive, Brandon.
I know.
I mean, I'm on the whole non-affiliation thing, but I mean, X-Men seems to be, what's the word? Affiliated?
I find X-Men to be the strongest unaffiliated list.
They do. That seems like a power move, honestly.
Yeah, and I'm even going to use them with a leader. I mean, but it's like a diet. Like
You've completely lost me at leader.
Yeah.
Did you?
When you're on a diet, you get to cheat once, right?
No.
So if I'm playing 6 games, this is like my Oreo cookie before I go to bed on a Saturday.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty
All
sure
right.
I get
Well, there's
one
no
X-Men
trophy
game.
for that. There's no trophy for that.
Yeah.
So
You can eat all the Oreos you want. It just
congratulations, you
Mm.
kind of sorted it, I guess. I mean, that seems like milk toast kind of thing. That's fine.
Guys, I quit smoking. I
understand.
only smoke when I'm awake now.
See? It's progress. It's progress.
I mean, I'm proud of you, I guess. I mean, if we can
I
move
quit
forward.
drinking. I no longer drink gin. And you're like, I don't think that counts.
Look, if you take the whole thing down, I don't care if you fucking use X-Men or anything else.
Yeah.
Fuck it, man.
I have a question, Aaron.
Yes.
I know conventional wisdom would say that the list that you've posited would be harder on D scenarios, specifically because D scenario folks are usually trying to win on scenario. Have you tried it, and is it that hard, or is this just a theory? I'm just curious.
It's a theory. I wanted to test this list quite a bit, but didn't. I failed. I was supposed to play it 12 times in the past 2 weeks, and I played it twice.
You've been busy,
So,
like cleaning
we're going
up your
in
dog's
with a
ass
very-
or something.
Yeah. Unproven, untested kind of theory of a list, just to kind of
Hey,
have some
you can
fun.
get games in while you're at LPO. That's allowed.
That's
This
true.
is true. What I won't be able to do is change up my list. So
Yeah, you can take some extra stuff.
I do have Red Skull 3 Cabal as a second list for Sunday, with a couple extra models I could slot in. You're correct.
Yeah, I'm sure people will be there. You could borrow stuff from too, but I imagine you'll know probably about a third of the people there by name at least.
That's right. Hey, you gave me this model. I promise I won't beat you over the head with it in about,
I've
2
got a.
rounds
I
from
mean,
now.
I brought a few things with me, but I mean, if you take the coward's route, which is using some sort of affiliation, I mean, I
No
don't
land.
know. I don't know that I have to say a lot more than that, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's pretty heavily
I mean,
implied.
ooh, I mean, whew. If it takes you that to win, I don't know if it's worth it. I got to be
Yeah.
honest.
I
Whew.
mean, that's the whole, samurai philosophy right there. Like, so you're playing against webs on riots. You could either play X-Men or you could just lose the game. You should lose the game, is what you're telling me.
You die on your sword, sir. You die on your
Okay,
sword.
yeah, exactly.
But then you're like, I could have won, except Jeremy told me. And I'm like, you dumb motherfucker. What the fuck do I know, you stupid ass?
I will admit, so I was really torn for the past couple weeks on whether to take webs or to take some silly
Mhm.
stuff like this. Honestly, for a second, I'm really happy to be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I can say that even if I go 0-6.
Sure.
I don't feel I don't want to put down people who are doing their best in trying to win the event. That's it. But I feel good not contributing to an environment of meta, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not running webs. I'm not running Guardians. I'm not going to pick one of the top 5 teams that I think is going to win the event. And you know what? I just wish everyone would do that, right? Wouldn't that be a great event if everyone chose something that wasn't top 5 and just tried what they could do?
I think from a general philosophy standpoint, that's a great way to look at it. I actually strongly disagree with this specific event.
I understand
now,
that, yes.
I have a strong reason why, though. So for this specific event, lots of publicity around this particular event,
Mm-hmm.
and certain people, mainly the devs, are going to be watching. If, of the, 64 players, if 58 of them showed up with CGR Guardians, I would say Monday, we wouldn't have to worry about that list anymore. So the fact that people are actively avoiding what they consider to be the boogeyman because they're trying to be nice are actually just causing the metrics to show it's not a problem, which is resulting in it not getting fixed.
You know what?
can
I'm going to
understand and
disagree.
concur with
And
that.
let me say this. I think that Aaron will do very well with his list. In fact, if you got in the top 4, I would probably put money on you with the fact that you're using Thanos in the way you're using him, because it is fucking stupid and broken. So, I mean, of the people using dumb shit, I think it's fine. I wish more people, I wish, 25% of the people would do webs. I wish 25 would do Guardians. I wish 25 would do bring just Thanos. Fuck it. Y'all could clash at the end and see what happens. But at the end of the day, I would like to see all of that nonsense toned down a bit. Bring everyone into the fold. These people traveled a long way and practiced and played a long time for this to be a predicted outcome. And I'm pretty sure this predicted outcome will be true.
What's your predicted outcome?
One of the 3.
Okay.
One of the 3.
If you had the choice basically of Guardians, Webs, Thanos, and the field was on the other side,
yep,
you would take Guardians, Webs, Thanos.
Absolutely, 100%.
Most likely to win the event.
I would put
what if
all
it was
of my money on it.
Just Guardians, Webs, and everything else was on the other side?
If Thanos didn't exist and Aaron wasn't doing what he's doing, I would take it out. Now, there's going to be other people using Thanos in other things, which, whether you combine it with foes or anything, Thanos controls the board and does shit that nothing else in the game does. So that's an element that, whether you're affiliated or not, people need to understand that it's not okay. So
I think a majority of the Thanoses are going to be Guardians affiliated, as opposed to what Aaron's doing. But I totally agree with you.
So I think those are the 3 tops. Now, you're doing unaffiliated, but I'm going to call it Thanos plus anything because of what Thanos adds.
I think the math probably, and I haven't run it, I don't know how much data we have, but I think in a single elimination tournament format, which is functionally what this is, it's really hard.
It's
Sure.
basically a bracket.
Yeah, it's basically a bracket. In a single elimination tournament format, it is really hard for the best quote unquote models to make it to the top. Or rather, it's hard to find an incredible statistical likelihood, right?
Yeah.
And so in a single elimination kind of format, it actually I guess what I'm saying is it's just as likely for anything to be broken as anything else.
Small sample size thing, yeah.
I will give
Right.
you $5.
And that's one of the-
You want to bet right now? $5.
No,
Those
probationary
3
episodes.
No.
I already put some episodes onto the fact that I don't think
Okay.
CGR will be in the winning list. But and the main reason why is I think it's just as likely for CGR to get booted out. In the same way that we all expected X-Men to go to the top last season, and there were so many strong X-Men players there, but because of random chance, a lot of them got paired up in the first and second round, and then all of a sudden there's 2 X-Men's left.
Yeah, we're just talking like the percentage points are off what they would normally be because
Sure. Now,
let's say the previous chance, like everyone's got an equal chance. Obviously, player skill is going to adjust that a little bit,
right?
And then variance is really what we're looking at that point on a single elimination.
And so I'm not really. So I really don't know if the person who wins is the person to look at. I actually agree more with the statement that if a huge amount of people show up to the tournament with the same model, that says something. Actually, I think it's a lot more.
That's fair.
I care. I care much less about the final table because I know there's so much variance that goes in with that. It's much more predictable about the game or predictive about the game if at this level everybody who is in this same boat. Now, Aaron, I totally support, as somebody who always goes off meta at big events. I totally support your off meta choice. I also have felt that liberation feeling you felt right now, which is I have nowhere to go but up, right? I'm taking something that people are going to be surprised by, and I have confidence in it, and it's going to be really wonderful when it has any success. I don't need maximum success. I just need any success, and it's going to feel great. All the effort I did put into it's going to feel great. So I totally agree with you, and I think it's a great way to go to tournaments. At the same time, I can absolutely see how if you went to LVO to make a statement about the game state, it really would behoove you to not play the off meta thing, but instead to play the meta thing, so you could add one more log on that pile to let somebody like a dev know, hey, these are all the models that are overtuned and off the curve. I'm playing them all on purpose because it wins more games.
I could take cable out, put CGR in. Literally,
exactly.
That makes it Black Order. It's just
And that would be a way to make a statement and also, have your cake.
I think that
so
one of the main things is like, okay, you have a great list, right? You have an X number of people with a great list, and then you have X number of people with a great list and are a great player. And not to boost any confidence, but like Aaron is a great tabletop game player. Like he comes from a lot of tabletop games and all that, and plays very well at Marvel Crisis. Like how far he goes is relevant to me. Like I honestly think that Thanos can carry a good player way too fucking far. Way farther than the developers ever thought. So I'm interested in seeing that. Like that's what interests me. And that's cool that you're doing that. That's great because I could never do it. I'm not that great of a player. So kudos to that.
Let's be frank. A trained monkey could run Aaron's list. It's not.
Listen, hey, he's not running
Parker,
all 4 pointers.
I've already had to give one warning today. Yeah, the probations need to keep it down.
Wow.
Let the adults talk.
I love.
You,
never mind.
You let me bask in a compliment for 1.8 seconds. I timed it.
It was about 8.
Thank
it
you.
was less than 2 seconds. Yeah.
Thank you for those less than 2 seconds, Parker.
I had talked to Parker about that and made sure that you weren't like getting like excited, and make sure that Parker took you back to where you should be. Put you back in your corner, bitch.
Yeah, okay. I'm there. I'm there,
to
sir.
go back to what Parker was saying earlier about the odds of people making it to the end in the bracket system.
That's tough.
Obviously the small sample size.
Yeah.
What that we tend to see in these types of events, though, the invitational type stuff, it's advertised as super, super crunchy, super try hard. everyone's going to be on their A game. And in that format, like kind of like WTC, it tends to devolve to meta choices more often than not because they're more practiced, there's more known, there's more research. Sure. So what tends to happen is it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because people view these as the best lists, they take them. And because more people are taking the meta choices, it saturates the pool more of those models. So those models tend to do even better because they're almost all that's played. And so if we get there and there's 30 CGR lists, like, well, now it's obviously massively more likely he'll make the top 8 or top 4.
Sure.
And so we could easily see a situation where CGR ends up being like 3 of the top 4 lists. And that's what, again, I think the community should want to happen. I understand that, like,
absolutely,
they're actively against this issue. Like, all we've heard people do for the last 6 months is complain about CGR. And so it's like, if they truly thought that, and anyone going, if you haven't thought about this, the best thing you could do for the community is play CGR and do well. Like, that's more likely to get things fixed than anything else. Ignoring the problem is something we saw happen in War Machine for a really long time. Everyone knew what the best 2 lists were. They were the best 2 lists for a decade. It was Lich 2 and Haley 2, and that was it. Nothing else was even close. They were completely 2 separate tiers above everybody else. But half the community flatly refused to play those 2 lists because it was cancerous. And so they would go play other stuff and compete against those people that were willing to play it. And for the entirety of time, it was like, well, they don't win everything, and there's only this percentage of people playing it, so we're not going to adjust it. And nobody was willing to go buy this huge army to prove a point, and too many people had like a conscience, basically, to do it. And so it just never got fixed. They never addressed it. And so you just had to suffer through it. And the reason that those 2 lists didn't absolutely dominate everything, because every single player at the event spent 50% of their list resources trying to beat those 2 lists. And I'm not exaggerating at all. Every single person that went to a two list format, one of their lists was designed to beat those 2 lists.
You're absolutely correct.
And they only had like a 50% success rate.
And in War Machine,
so the entire community was fighting this 10% of the community that was playing the broken stuff. And because nobody was willing to cross the line and admit that it's the game company's responsibility to fix this, they were trying to police it themselves. It made the situation so much worse because it never got fixed. If people are in this format, all we need to do, just play CGR. It's 1 model. And if you don't want to buy it, I totally understand. Borrow one from a friend. Somebody's got one. Take it to a big event. Play it. Make it the most played model in the game. It will get fixed immediately.
In War Machine, if you remember correctly, the only time that Lich 2 got fixed is when the developers were standing at the table and saw what happened. Mm-hmm. And then immediately it got fixed.
They saw that people were doing shit they never even considered. Yeah, because they're like, oh, well, you just don't kill this model and you can't resurrect it. Because the way Lich worked is he could bring dead models back to life where he was standing. So you would use him to deliver your most potent models to their leader. And if their leader died, they lost. So just imagine if you're playing X-Men. If Storm dies, you lose the game. And then he's teleporting Logan on top of her mid-game. And it's just like, well, there's nothing I can do about it. You get to put him wherever you want. It's like, yeah. And so like, well, just don't kill his best model and he can't resurrect it. Then they saw people killing their own models to resurrect them on the other side of the table. There's no counterplay. Literally, his opponent didn't even get a turn. It's just like, what are we doing, guys? And they were just like, oh, we didn't know people were doing this. We were just looking at tournament reports. Like, we didn't realize what was happening. And it's like, immediately fix stuff.
You finally had the best players playing the best things. And at the time, it was Keith, one of the best War Machine players that existed at the time, playing it. And he's like, I'm going to turn around and kill my own Bloat Thrall. And the Bloat Thrall blows up, kills half of his army. And then the entire army got puked up. And we're all going, yeah, that's been happening for years. And they're like, wait, really? And they fucking fixed it immediately. They fixed it like immediately.
There's a famous picture from a really big War Machine tournament where one of the head devs is standing over a table looking at Karchev's All Berserker list. You guys remember that one?
Oh,
Mad
God.
Dogs, but yes.
Oh, Mad Dogs. Yeah, all Mad
Dogs.
Dogs.
Those were my Mad Dogs.
Yeah. And he's looking down at it, and there's a caption just
hands
like,
on hips and
next
just
day
looks
the next day the Mad Dogs are nerfed. And then it happened. Like the next day Mad Dogs are nerfed.
No, literally the next day.
Yeah.
That's the best
They're
way.
like,
Keep playing it.
wait, as it turns out, you can break the game. And yeah.
There's the player was Chris Davies from Australia. He flew from Australia to St. Louis, Missouri to play in War Machine Weekend Last Chance Qualifier. Had over 100 people in the tournament. Won the Last Chance Qualifier by borrowing my Mad Dogs because he flew from Australia, so he didn't have his stuff. And then played in the Invitational and man-moded, ran straight through it, won on the final table. And that's when they took the picture. He won like 13 straight games with that list.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The only way to stop it is keep playing.
The next day it was nerfed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like your point.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
you just got to put the evidence out there. If you think it's that broken, show the devs. Send them battle reports. Email their support channel. Like they've said how you give them feedback on their like social media posts. Like send them stuff like, guys, this is not fun. Even if you think it's balanced, we think it's ruining our community. Please change it. We don't want our community to break up. But yeah. So I'm all for people playing the most broken thing all the time.
So with that in mind, good luck, Aaron.
At least.
I want to see you win this whole thing.
No, I want Aaron to win as well.
Absolutely.
But specifically, play it at like public event stuff. Don't just run it into your locals for no reason. That's not the same thing.
Please don't do that.
Yeah,
Jesus
don't just
Christ.
take it to local game night. That's not the same thing.
No, they do
Take
not
it
deserve
to
that.
conventions.
That's fucking stupid.
I heard Infamous say only play broken models, and eventually they'll get fixed. So that's what I'm going to do every Thursday night.
Yeah,
I
yell
did
in
say
a
that.
cavern. Yell in a cavern and see your voice reverberate against yourself. That'll work great.
If you make a new player quit the game locally, does it make a sound in the local meta?
I feel required to get on my 30-second soapbox.
Do it.
Okay.
I strongly feel you talked about players self-policing, which I agree is difficult. I don't understand why tournament organizers don't take it upon themselves to ban or amend the rules that they're given from game companies to match what their player base wants and what they feel is a fair and balanced tournament setting for the people that are coming to their tournament.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you in the basic concept at all. I know we've talked about this a lot.
Yeah, I'm just doing it for the podcast.
Yeah. Do you have more that you want to say about it before I respond?
After you respond.
Okay. I think you're absolutely right that people should do that. It makes it a lot harder doing it after the fact as opposed to originally. Because we're at the point now where like we've got these qualifier type events. We've got, WTC, LVO, Invitational, stuff like that. And going through and making your local format now different than those formats is troublesome. Because like it's hard to like say, okay, well CGR is banned at our local meta as an example. And then, but I want to practice for like this event I'm going to. It just makes it a little bit harder. I do agree with you though. It should definitely happen more often.
I really think it's not the local meta, but the actual tournaments. For instance, GW came out with what? The Dwarves? Or Eldar?
Votan.
10th Ed, there was some big tournament that was
just say GW release and
sure,
people will
whatever.
Imagine one of the hundreds that have ruined their game.
Right. However, the tournament, before the Army was released, said the Army is illegal. It's already busted, broken, and bullshit. Can't play it at this tournament. And if I'm not, I think it was Eldar at 10th, when 10th Ed launched?
It was Eldar in 10th edition. I believe it was Show Me Showdown. I can't remember what the event was. There was a large event. It might have been local. Yeah, it was Bug Eater. It was the Bug Eater tournament. Because the Bug Eater 40K split off from the Bug Eater event this year. But normally it coincides.
It was Eldar, then in the, I don't know when, weeks or months after that, touched by GW to be in a more fair game state. I don't know. I'm guessing
more
that they were.
Fair, sure. Yes, they were still super busted, but yeah.
So all I'm saying is when big tournaments make those decisions, I think that grabs dev attention. So if LVO bans CGR, how does AMG not respond to someone else saying you can't play with these models because the company fucked up?
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think, unfortunately, the opposite is tending to be true. I feel like AMG is kind of leaning on larger conventions to do things the way they want to do it, as opposed to in reverse. And now that's entirely up to the people involved, and I'm not in those conversations. So, But I do know that, like, for instance, timelines at Adepticon did not want to run timelines initially, but it's just kind of what's happening now.
Sure, but for LVO specifically, there were qualifiers that attempted to modify their tournament structure and were explicitly said they could no longer be a qualifier for the Invitational unless they did not.
One of the Texas qualifiers wanted to ban CGR, and Charles told them if they did, it wouldn't be a qualifying event.
So,
and I get his point of view, because you can't just, like, let's say, for example, it is an extremely abusable format. Because let's say we went to a tournament, and I know that, like, Jeremy, or let's say Aaron, for example, is playing Thanos. Well, just because I don't want Aaron to win the event, I'm going to ban whatever he plays the most. Like, it's like, oh, Thanos is banned, we think it's broken. And I understand that, like, you know, normally that would not be the case, and like you'd have fallout from targeting people like that in the long run, but it wouldn't stop people from basically playing favorites. Mm-hmm. And so I understand.
You think humanity is very base, and humanity is. I think gamers are a step above that. Maybe I'm naive.
Some gamers are, but I mean, there's definitely people have seen the guys that's like, nobody likes that guy at the store, we just put up with him, like, kind of stuff. And it's like, that would be really easy for someone in a position of a small amount of power to abuse their power and, like, target other people. And I would never want to see that happen. Everyone should get their fair shake to play.
I wonder how many.
And don't be wrong. If it's from, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just wondering how many people who they have on this committee that decide these things. Are they groups of 4 people that are like us and go, you know what, that's fucking stupid, and all of us look at each other and go, is that accurate? And we go, yup. Like, I think there's like 1. I mean, Aaron was motioning to 1. Like, it seems like there's like 1.
For what? Like LVO?
For LVO or for the
everything
devs?
For the game. For the devs.
Oh, like who's making the decision?
Oh, from the dev at AMG. I have
like,
no idea.
Ghost Rider has never been okay. He has never been okay since release. In fact, he has been the most stupid fucking thing, more than Malekith, recently.
Ooh.
Recently. As bad, or more.
Well, yeah, recently. He's definitely worse than Malekith recently. You mean in general? Like,
not
the
in general.
Worst form of
not
Malekith?
In general. But I'm saying recently, he has the same, like, gag reflex of, like, I don't think I want to play this game because this is fucking stupid.
I do think he has probably the second worst negative play experience currently. I think Thanos is still the worst, because when you lose to Thanos, you feel like you couldn't do anything. When you lose to CGR, I think you feel like the dice decided the game.
Sure.
And I think Voodoo was the worst play experience they've ever had, because the rules were just so poorly written that, like, they didn't even function properly within the game, and shit's happening that clearly should not work this way.
Okay.
But technically, like, forum ruling said this, like, it just ruined the entire play experience.
Voodoo was...
But outside of those 3 models...
Voodoo was the girlfriend over time that makes you believe in fantastical things, that you've suddenly, like, you know what, this wasn't me, this was something else, and then suddenly you're like, wait a second, this isn't me at all. Like, Voodoo took a minute on the table to really show you how fucked you are, whereas
Jeremy, I think you're pulling from some really deep-seated stuff there.
No. Voodoo wasn't obviously bad. It took 2 or 3 turns to get there. 2 or 3 turns to get there.
No, it was always, like, the specific... You could get in some really fucked up situations, though.
After
like,
2 or 3 turns.
Like, have you ever played...
Yeah.
No, yeah, sure. It took a while to get going. Well,
that's all I'm saying.
Dice could make it happen very quickly. But did you ever get in a situation where you're playing on intrusions against Voodoo? Did you ever experience this holy fuckery?
No, not on intrusions. No.
Voodoo walks up to you, possesses you, you drop your token, and he teleports through the thing. And you can't follow him. Because you can't interact.
No.
And you can't pick up the objective you're standing next to.
That's funny. I mean,
and so then the next turn,
absolutely.
right? The next turn, he waits for you to activate that model, then possesses somebody else and goes through the portal to stand by the model that's activated. So he's basically time-sharing the can't interact on 2 different models.
Sure.
It's the worst thing ever.
I agree.
So
but that's
stupid.
not on turn 1 where you accidentally move up your full range of distance and you're just fucking dazed.
No,
Like,
sure.
what I'm saying is,
I think CGR has a lot of ways to be fixed, but the thing I want to take a moment to say,
sure.
we've been saying the term CGR a lot because it's low-hanging fruit, and I think there's a lot of stuff in the game that is in this realm, and it's certainly CGR is at the top of the list.
Yeah.
But it just nerfing CGR doesn't fix the meta. It just makes the next most egregious thing. I think there's like a small category of stuff that needs to be toned down. But outside of that, I think
Immortal Hulk is really excited about CGR, and you just need to leave him alone.
Yeah.
Don't look at me. He's all like, just look at that guy. Don't look at me. Look at that guy. Look at me. Because he's still also really stupid.
But it's also like list. Like I think stealing models are just generally overpowered anyway.
Sure.
Like the problem is like scenario is so overtuned that the only way to play attrition right now is CGR. Like you just can't play like fair games of MCP anymore. Like the meta, too many good things on the two sides of the meta pile have been released. So it's just like until we bring all of those things down, it's just going to be the two towers of bullshit that we're dealing with. Either all your models are dying too fast, or your opponent's scoring too many points. Like until we address those models, the game's just going to be that way. And you're not going to like have fun interactive games. Both sides are going to be trying to accomplish their objective without looking up at you.
I think that what you're saying makes a lot of sense, and I think that you need to add scoring a lot of points too fast, right? Like that's
Agreed.
the idea.
No, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Scenario blitz and
it's just
like
happening
Killy blitz
very,
are,
very
like,
fast.
Yeah. They're too good at accomplishing their goal. We've released too many good models.
Would you agree with that, Aaron? What we're all talking about here? You've been quiet.
No, Aaron loves scenario blitz.
No. So as a
It's his
competitive,
favorite thing.
yes, it is my preferred method of serious competitive play. How about that?
No, yeah, I know it's your
I
playstyle.
I would prefer it not be a method, though. So yeah. I honestly think that if they erased every steal from the game, that fixes all of the scenario bullshit. It makes the scenario teams good. Webs get to be playing wide and moving people off points and playing the secure game. It was the webs that existed back when I came into the game 2 years ago. You can, I mean, Hellfire is not degenerate because they get a little extra power. It's because they get extra power with tanky models and they play 3 fucking stealers just like webs do.
Yeah.
It's the steals that make those scenario teams score out on 3. If you made a team kill you to get the objective while still having good scenario play by pushing, pulling, and stuff, that would be great. That would be an MCP game I would want to play.
I think all of the stealers should be changed to attacks at minimum.
Nope, completely gone away with. Just do away with them.
I'm fine with that. I actually think that's further than I want to see, but I'm definitely on board with that. Right, it's just a little further than I think we need.
Sure.
I think if you make all of the stealing abilities attacks, make them short range attacks, specifically like range 1, it's a completely different situation when you're spending an action. Generally, you're having to move into position to do it, and you have to attack them, which people don't think about initially. That means that you can bodyguard, you can sacrifice, you can escort to safety, you can lifesaver. All of these game mechanics come back online to prevent you from stealing. So now all I have to do if I want to stop you from stealing my shit is put Captain America on the board. And guess what? You're not attacking the person you want to attack. You're going to have to work for it. And now we're playing a back and forth play game where we both have input on what's happening. As opposed to you say, oh, I spend 3 power, I take your shit, goodbye. And you're like, I had zero interaction with that. I wasn't even involved in this ability for you to just take whatever you wanted and score points. And then same thing on the other side. The attrition-y models, like, look at Killmonger and then look at Logan. It's like, these are not the same game. Like, one model is turbo nuclear damage and the other model is, like, good at killing people. It's like, how is a range 3 7 dice builder with Pierce make any fucking sense on a 4-point model? That's fucking insane. He's got 2 rerolls.
Yeah.
It's about
the 2 rerolls. Yeah.
I understand it's worse.
It's 9 dice.
But then on top of everything, he gets to place. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, yeah,
no place,
Logan.
make that a range 2 attack.
He's cool.
If you made it a range 2 attack and got rid of the place, he'd still be good. It's insane that they put that on that model.
He needs range 3.
I cannot understand.
That's nice. Like, if he
and the
didn't
fact that
have
the community
range,
bullied them into making him an X-Men model, fuck all those people.
If he didn't have range 3 and he didn't get to place and like he didn't get to re-roll, I mean, look, he's Logan.
Yeah, he'd be
right?
every other 4-point model.
Logan. He's Logan.
So yes,
I get he should be scary. Like I don't even mind the rerolls. But, like, he should have to work for it. It's so free. And guess what? Only people play now. Free stuff. That way they just get to do whatever they want. Their opponents don't matter. There's no counterplay for Logan. Where you don't stand within range 3 of your entire list. Like, okay.
just run away.
Like Sabretooth. Sabretooth won. Very similar to Logan, except he doesn't have all the bullshit on him. It's like, guess what? There's counterplay on Sabretooth, but he's good. He should not be able to fucking auto-place on every goddamn attack.
Sure, he should.
It should not be range 3 builders that have 7 dice pierce attacks that build. It's fucking
That's
Christ.
fine. It's fine.
But it's like, so what are we comparing it to? Like we're just going to say, if that's the new power level of the game, that's fine, but it accelerates the game. And it turns out a game that's on turbo mode is not actually that fun to play all the time. It just makes all your decisions really linear, and all of your gameplay is really flat.
Unfortunately,
it's way more interesting.
yeah, it leads to, why did I take this
Yeah.
4-point model, and why didn't I just take Logan?
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
unfortunately, that
40k is
happens all the
nowadays.
time.
Every 40k model's got to have 5 buffs and a command stratagem to get them to where they need to be. And it's like, if you're not doing all that stuff, you're basically wasting your time. Same thing like War Machine was. Well, you need a Theme Force benefit, a unit attachment, a mini feat, a spell from your caster, a veteran bonus buff to like make your unit competitive in the game. I was like, I don't need 5 synergy bonuses to play a model. Like, how about we just have a model that's kind of good at stuff? And like, if I have a bonus that I want to spend resources on, cool. It's like, slow the game down a little bit. Everyone doesn't need to be nuclear crazy.
Should Logan have been 5 points? Like, just not to derail this,
No.
like, conversation.
I don't think he's worth 5, but he's definitely more worth 5 than 4.
You think
I think
he's
they
a
probably should have just
4.95?
the actual similar. If they just remove a reroll from both Logan and X-23, and then again make his attack range 2, not range 3, I think they're both fine. They're both good. They're just not completely busted.
Yeah, the auto mobility is pretty sick. Like, that's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. The biggest problem, again, is just infinite counter control. Unless you can get him, like, 2 controls on him, he's just like, oh, I'll just attack you again.
Yeah.
Like, you should be able to get him out of range with a, like, advance or a throw. But no, he's got range 3 fucking attacks.
He's wearing jeans. Have you seen the model? If you're wearing jeans,
He is
you're
wearing some
fucking ready to
501s,
fucking
that's
rip,
true.
dude. He's got fucking
Sorry, I'm
Levi's
getting
on.
kind of ranty. I don't mean to.
So you're taking Logan to the finals. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what I'm doing.
All right.
I'm
good.
jotting down every model Brandon dislikes. Go in the list. Go into the list. Go into the list.
Fine.
All right, that's its own competition. Okay, I'm going to give you full kudos for that one.
We did say that Brandon needed to play Weapon X in 2024.
Oh my.
You just need Weapon X hard for
What?
like a month.
You
What?
promised that you would play Weapon X 20 times.
I did not promise that.
I'm
You
pretty sure it's on
swore,
the podcast.
you said, I swear I will play Weapon X 20 times. And then Parker said, okay, I'm going to, I don't know, some sort of like vote or fucking economy or something. I don't know.
He said something about trees
Yeah,
for 30 minutes.
it was a
I don't
tree
know.
comment.
It was some sort of like,
Yeah.
da-da-da-da-da-da.
I immediately started talking about rabbit species.
Rabbit
Mm.
species.
So was that rabbit species or rabbit's feces?
Rabbit species.
Both.
Rabbit
It
feces.
was
is
both.
way
They
too
was
transitioned
both.
into this.
It was both. It was
I
a
would
medical
never talk
condition.
about animal feces. That's beyond
You
the
literally only talk about animal feces. Wait till you guys get to the post ramble, and then you're like, "Oh shit!" He literally talked about dog shit
Yeah,
for like
this,
30
this
minutes.
is all
Yeah.
hot post ramble.
Parker's doing a hit job on himself over here.
I'm doing a
my.
good job of setting up the post ramble.
Oh, God.
Oh god! Speaking of hit jobs, Jeremy, do you remember the Kim's Convenience episode where Mr. Kim writes a letter of reference for Gerald?
No.
Oh, it's so magical. So the reason they don't ask him to write it is because 1, he's a dick, and 2,
Yeah.
he doesn't write very well. He's really bad at
Uh-huh.
grammar because he's like second language. So he's like, "Oh, I'll write this." So he writes a referral letter, and there's like one of his customers is standing there, and he's like proofreading the letter for him. He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, I don't think you need so many varies in front of lazy." It's like, oh, it doesn't need to be underlined. That's a little
Oh, my
excessive.
God.
It's like he goes through all this stuff. He's like, all right. So, but you think it's a good letter? It reads well. And he's like, yeah. No, that you just couple of these little changes we talked about. You have a great hit piece on this guy. He turns in the letter of reference. And it's just like worst person ever.
Oh, my God.
It's fucking great. All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell and rant. I just get annoyed with game design sometimes. Okay. So Aaron is going to play only X-Men this year, and he's going to win LVO. That was his claim.
Or
I
Parker
basically
will
guaranteed
lose
it.
500 episodes.
Ooh, I'll write
That's
that
the
down.
bet I'll make.
Whoa.
No, listen,
I
you
did
said specifically, I would like you to bet whatever episodes you believe, and then here we are. It's like that. 500 episodes. Aaron wins LVO.
Yeah. I'm
Why
pretty
don't
sure
you
I've
just
been
tell him
here.
to his
Saying
face?
you
Tell
don't
him
have
to his
faith
face
in
you
me,
don't
Parker?
believe in him.
Well,
Tell him you
Parker
don't believe
said
in him.
that CGR
No, I'm
wasn't
saying you're not
gonna
playing
win.
X-Men.
Oh, that was the part of that that's untrue.
Whoa. Man, he's really backing out.
I think you can absolutely
he's really
win.
backing out.
I would love it if you took your Thanos jank and just ran it down LVO's throat. That would please
that's what I'm
me.
saying. 500 episodes.
No,
worth.
I really hope it happens because I like the fallout of like meta stuff losing because then everybody tries new stuff. But when it comes to like the super serious like tournament, I want everyone to play the shit that needs to get nerfed.
Yep.
So this would be great.
You guys are really making me wish I had to practice some of this shit. You know that?
I mean, I
You
told
need
you
to drunken
should
master
practice.
it. That's all there is to it. You got to drunken master
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
I honestly find I play better without practice. Honestly,
Brandon, I hate how much you do well when you don't practice.
Dude, we
It
didn't
is
even take a
always-
leadership.
if I don't
It's-
sleep, it's like a
It's
multiplier.
always your story every time. It's like Brandon, what'd you do? I'm like, I went 6-0 today. Oh, really? What with?
What'd you play?
It was
Unaffiliated
shit
pile?
I just had on the hotel room cupboard. I just kind of threw it lazily onto my board. I don't even know what I was doing the first 2 rounds. I was drunk off my ass. I'm like, how?
Yeah. The first time I ever did well at a really large War Machine event, I was drinking moonshine at 7 a.m. and I just kind of blacked out. I woke up in the finals against Tom Guan.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you take a tournament seriously and do well. It's always I've seen you do very well, but it's always the one that you're like, I'll play this.
The only 2 tournaments I ever did really well at when I was really trying is WTC because I take that shit really seriously. It's not about me doing well. I'm like representing a group of people. It's like I need to actually actually play for real. All right. Well, I guess if nobody has anything else, I'll let Parker talk about his thing.
Oh, ooh. So I got a comic corner for you.
Oh, shit.
And this one is hot off the presses. I am really pumped about this. For those of you guys who are steeped in Marvel news, they're bringing back one of my favorite things in the Marvel universe, namely the Ultimates universe.
Oh, God.
And when I say bringing it back, I mean that they are basically creating a new one. They're calling it Ultimates, but it is a separate universe from the Marvel Universe 616, and it starts with the comic book I want to talk about today, which is Ultimate Invasion. So, for those of you who do not know, Jonathan Hickman is the writer of this, along with Donnie Cates. Bad mispronunciation. Jonathan Hickman. If you guys are fans of this podcast would know that I have recommended him many, many times. He is, in my opinion, the best comic book writer if you want to read a story of like high science fiction. He does a really good job with science fiction based stories, and that he never tries to deviate. That's just what he does. It's his bread and butter, and man, he does well. Donnie Cates is also really, really good at specifically starting titles. He's often called in to collaborate with other writers who want to start a new title and really shake things up. So he's worked on the new Thor title, the new Doctor Strange title, the new Hulk title, the new Miles Morales Spider-Man. All of these are super strong. Cosmic Ghost Rider, he's done those. And so he often gets called in to start some. He doesn't often get to continue many titles. He's there to kind of set up the plot. So knowing that Donnie Cates helped Jonathan Hickman set up what will be the Ultimates universe, starting with this Ultimates Invasion miniseries. So, to set up the plot for you, if that doesn't entice you already, there are only 2 characters in the Marvel 616 universe that survived the collapse of the original Ultimates universe. The first one being Miles Morales Spider-Man, who famously survived because he gave Molecule Man a hamburger. That is 100% the canon reason why Miles Morales still exists in the Marvel Universe, is because he gave Molecule Man a hamburger when he was hungry. And the other character was the Ultimates Universe Reed Richards, also called the Maker. Now, the Ultimates Universe Reed Richards is insanely smart, just like our universe's Reed Richards. However, the Ultimates one was demented and sociopathic, and so he is one of the most terrifying bad guys ever written. Period. Full stop. He's Doctor Doom without a conscience. Like, Doctor Doom actually has a conscience and like a goal and a certain amount of altruism, even though he's willing to do anything. The ends always justify the means. But the Maker is entirely sociopathic. Everything, the entire universe is a grand experiment for him to create and destroy it as he sees fit. And so, the Maker has been in Marvel 616 universe since the big reset several years ago. And so, Ultimate's Invasion tells the story of his well-laid plan to not only escape, which happens at the very beginning of the very first issue, but then what is he going to do now that he's out? And the entire the entire Marvel 616 universe immediately mobilizes to stop him because they realize what an incredible threat he is. And without really, he just says, if you guys could have stopped me, I wouldn't even be here talking to you because it's already set in motion. I've already done it. And he blinks out of existence and he goes to an entirely new universe. And because he doesn't even want to deal with anybody who knows him or anybody who recognizes him. So he travels to a different universe, and he decides basically to remake it in his own image. And if that sounds like what you imagine Doctor Doom doing or Red Skull doing with, taking Mount Rushmore down and putting up your own face and, destroying Paris because it ticked you off one day, then you don't know the Maker very well. Because the Maker is, above all things, a monstrous intellectual. And so he basically tries to posit how is it that he can, create an incredibly a powerful society that will perpetuate itself towards eventual dominion over the universe. How could you take humans with their very fallible human sensibilities and steer them in that direction? And of course, it's going to take an insane amount of inhumanity to be willing to do that, but he's perfectly satisfied with that. And so the Ultimates Invasion is about the invasion of Reed Richards as the Maker, the evil Reed Richards, into this unknown universe, and how he tries to remake it into the perfect world as he sees it. And then, of course, what do any of the people in that world do about it? One of the awesome things about it, just like any Ultimates universe, is it reintroduces a lot of Marvel characters, but it does it, in that universe's version. Their version of Iron Man is actually not Tony, although Tony exists in it. He's a younger man in this one. Instead, it's Howard Stark. So basically, in this universe, it's just several decades kind of off kilter with the Starks. The Starks just aren't born at the same time, and so Howard Stark is Iron Man whenever we join the story, and Howard is the primary protagonist to the Maker's antagonism. And it's just really cool watching a Howard Stark because we never really got to meet him. And of course, Tony is also there, but he's younger Tony. And just seeing their sensibilities in a different light, and also their incredible intelligence is really magnified in this universe, even more so than it is in the Marvel 616 universe. And so these two incredible intellects going back and forth. And of course, Jonathan Hickman is a king of sci-fi, and the tete-a-tete that they get in is intense and amazing. So if you love reading sci-fi, if you wanted to see the closing of the Ultimates story and the opening now of a new Ultimates universe, check out Ultimates Invasion. It's setting up a brand new thing for the entire brand new subplot for the entire Marvel universe, like they did back in the early 2000s with the original Ultimates universe. Super cool. I'm really excited to see it. And stay tuned. I'll be reading a lot more of this universe and finding out more about what Jonathan Hickman's vision is for it. Super cool stuff.
Cool. Awesome.
It is.
So is it mostly about like the people from our universe going to try and stop him, or is it just the way it plays out in that other universe?
In the very first issue of Ultimates Invasion, basically Reed says, he's like, I know you guys are all very smart, and you guys think that you know how you're going to track me and find me and stop me, but you already know how I can scramble you from doing that, and so I've already done that. Peace out. He just says, like, you can't stop me, and you know you can't stop me because you're basically me. You're as smart as I am, and you know how I could stop you from stopping me. Is this cat eating it? Snake eating its tail, rather, right? And so it's a cat game, basically. He tells all the Marvel 616 people, he's like, but I'm not even going to do that in this universe. I don't care. I'm leaving. Because he knows the Marvel 616 universe is too volatile, it's too dangerous for him. Like, he can't conduct his experiment.
It knows him too
there.
well, and it was like, it will try and stop him with everything it has.
Right. Because the whole thing about his intelligence is he does have ego, but he is not monstrous kind of ego like Dr. Doom is, right? It's all about this, like, where's the best place to conduct this experiment? What is the best chance of, what is the best statistical likelihood of success, right? And so he realizes it's not 616. That would be a terrible idea because they're very aware of him, and they will try to stop him, and they have a non-zero chance of stopping him. They've done it many times. So he's going to have to go somewhere where they don't know him at all and see if they can stop him there.
Okay. It's an interesting way to introduce a new universe.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It is very, very cool. I'm also really excited for the new Doctor Doom, because they do have a Doctor Doom, but it's not Victor Von Doom. Because I don't know if Victor even exists. They haven't introduced him yet in this new universe. I don't even know if he is born in it. But the new Doctor Doom is a super cool character, really interesting. I'm excited to read more about him.
Okay. Alrighty. Do you guys get anything else? Cool.
No,
All
sir.
right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. Hopefully you had a good time. This has been Brandon.
And Parker.
And Jeremy.
And Aaron.
And you've just listened to Jeremy is Grounded.
I fucking hate you.
So what are we going to call this thing?
I got it. Okay. Incredible, new, fantastic, astonishing, mighty, original, uncanny, sensational podcast.
I'm just going to put down infamous.
All right, Aaron. Better or worse than Jeremy?
Don't even start.
I hate to say it, but it's better.
You son
Much better.
I mean,
That's
Jeremy,
it. You're doing it.
Jeremy
from now
just
on.
hung up.
You're doing
I
it
love
from now
you,
on.
man, but
You're doing it from now on.
no.
You bitch. You fucking bitch.
Listening to Jeremy do a 5-second count is like listening to a fan with 3 rotors. It's like, it's just so out of time.
Listen, I'm gonna
It's
show you how it
what is
goes.
happening?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can't tell that cadence, it's obviously a pattern. It takes 14 hits to find the pattern, but once you do,
it's in
it's
1,
genius.
3, 5 time. Yeah,
It's
that's
1, 3,
what it
5
is.
time. 1, 3, 5,
Yeah.
7, 7, 7, 7, 3, 5, 1. Obviously, fucking idiots.
Isn't that Shakespeare? Didn't he use that? Isn't that his main tempo?
I don't think that's what that is. I think
Geniuses
that's
use
something
it.
else.
Mhm.
Geniuses do it, whatever it is.
I can't think of a place not to use it, actually.
Aaron, do you have a camera today, or is that just like you're just sitting there after a bath, just like?
Oh, that would be
okay.
awesome if he turned it on and he was like legs up in a bathtub. Oh man, that'd be awesome. But no,
That's how. Kenny doesn't have a camera, and I
Okay.
imagine him
This
doing
shit needs
something
edited.
Like that.
Because no one wants to see me legs up in a fucking bathtub, Parker.
no, I
Just want me
think,
to
I think
record
that
the
would
video.
that would be priceless if that was what you were doing the entire time, and you're like,
First
know what? Let me
off-
turn it on, and then that'd be perfect.
You have to carry around your dog who shit himself. We can show
Mhm.
pictures of Aaron legs up in a
I don't-
bathtub.
I don't have to carry it around. I get to carry it around. There's a
You
difference.
live it. I don't talk about it. I fucking
own
live it.
Some people put their dogs in purses. Some people carry them around with shit all over their ass. That's come see, come saw. I guess is what I'm saying.
Why is it like things that we would make up is how your life actually happens? I'd be like, your dog's eyelash got in its eye. That's why you're late. You're like, my dog shit itself all over the place, and I'm late.
It's
Like,
like an Inception type thing, because the reason you think those things is because he tells you them so often.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, Parker's like, guess what happened to me today? It's like, did your dog shit all over your fucking kitchen and then, like, vomit in it? You're like, yep. It's like, well, how'd I guess?
You're like, no, it didn't. It vomited all
I've
over my
never-
kitchen and shit all over
I've
my
never
living
seen
room.
a dog have the kind of, like, poor constitution and shitting problems as your dog.
It does. It is.
Quit feeding
broken
it, like,
inside.
pureed carrots as its only source of nutrition.
It loves carrots. But no, I really can't. I can't
You're
bring it
not
anywhere.
supposed to feed dogs carrots, right?
I really, really like it, but
Carrots,
It's-
sweet
it-
potatoes, and spoiled ham.
yeah. I feed it only honey buns.
And then
Only
we-
honey buns.
We blend it and then mix in some laxatives and protein
Pureed
powder,
honey
and
buns.
we
That's-
give it to the dog.
Dogs like honey buns, right, guys? That's right. That's what dogs
They
like.
love those
They do
things.
like.
The outer part is edible, right?
Yeah. I feed it exclusively honey bun packages. Just no honey buns inside. Just let it eat it up. Okay, so speaking of eating packaging, you know you live in a really interesting house. When I was walking up the stairs the other day, and my eyes got to the top level of the stairs, second story, and I looked up and was immediately greeted by a rabbit, my daughter's rabbit, sitting at the top of the stairs, and it was eating a cupcake wrapper. Like the cupcake had, the wrapper had a cupcake on it, and so it had like the crumbs left on it, and so it was consuming it. Now, when you're picturing like an animal consuming a cupcake wrapper, you're probably picturing it like kind of stuffing its face, like trying to force it in. But bunnies can't do that. But it wanted to eat it quickly, and so what it was doing was it started with the outside edge and then used its tongue not to move it inward, but to move it sideways. So it was slowly eating the cupcake wrapper in concentric circles, getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until it was gone. And I was like, I was just hypnotized. And this creature just looked into my eye, because it only, looked at my eye. I could only, they have eyes on the side of their head. So just one eye stared directly into me as it very quickly consumed a full cupcake wrapper. I couldn't stop it. I couldn't say no to this moment in the universe. I had to just be there and be present for it. It was
And that's why
amazing.
Parker was late.
I wasn't late. I wasn't late for anything that time. I got to do that tax free. That was just for me.
Tax
But
free.
that's how I. Yeah, that's how I. That's how I know. That's how I know that I live a charmed life. Is
Quarter mile
stuff,
at a time.
yeah, stuff like that just happens in front of me.
So, first off, you said your daughter has a rabbit,
Mhm.
and you have a dog.
Mhm.
I have an employee that has a rabbit, and it's one of the worst decisions she's ever made, because I keep hearing about it, and then she goes on trips, and it's like, how do I not make the rabbit die? So
Oh,
she has to leave and figure out how to take care of a rabbit. And like, if
Mhm.
someone came up to me and was like, I'm going out of town, can you watch my rabbit? Can you guess what the answer would be?
No.
No. I'll eat your fucking rabbit. Like, I'll let it go. Like, I see rabbits
Yeah.
outside. Like, I'll let it go,
You
return.
should. I could legitimately see this happening. Like, the person's like, hey, can you watch your rabbit? You're like, yeah, sure. So they bring the rabbit in like a box with like some toys and stuff for the rabbit. Like, you guys are walking out of work and you just lean down, set the box on the ground, pick up the rabbit, put it on the ground next to the box, and walk away.
Yep.
And the person's like, I thought you were going to watch the rabbit. It's like, I did.
Watched him go right
Just
over there.
keep walking.
He's in that bush right there
Yeah.
with the rest of the rabbits. I don't know. So crazy.
I'll just say 2 words about the rabbit. The rabbit in the house was actually, it couldn't be stopped. It couldn't be helped. My daughter is like a creature person. That's who she is. She's had creatures in the house since she was little bitty. Every caterpillar, roly-poly, like ladybug house you could possibly imagine was crafted by her, constructed by her after she looked things up on the internet with the help of my wife. And then she kept animals for months. I think she kept a caterpillar in the house until it turned into a moth, and
Nope.
like it was alive for I think a year and a half. Like
Mm-mm.
she kept ladybug alive, mealworms alive, like all this kind of stuff. And she just, we knew that at some point she was going to need to graduate into a mammal of some kind, and so my wife did her due diligence and figured out what creature would be best, to have in the house, and kind of also worked with my daughter to make sure it was going to be what she
How would-
wanted and something she wanted to take care of. And the bunny fit the bill pretty well, actually.
Okay. How is it your daughter is like some sort of Dr. Doolittle, but you can't keep a dog from shitting itself to death?
Oh, she doesn't care very much for the dog. I mean, she
Oh,
likes
okay.
the dog, but she doesn't take care of the dog. She's about creatures like creepy crawlies, and critters. Like common, like domesticated creatures, she's less excited about. She is a fan of cats. Basically, every animal that doesn't speak our social language is what she's all about.
okay.
I don't know what it is.
I kept a dayfly
And-
alive for 7 days. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
It's
She
like,
is.
what?
She's that kind of thing. It's. But she loves that rabbit, and she does a really good job. We really don't do anything. She takes care of everything.
All right, so on a slightly different topic that's slightly more productive, Parker, we need you to choose a content episode for today.
Wait, what? I did not
You
think I
won the
won. I
poll.
thought I.
And go.
Oh,
But it needs to be something easy because you haven't posted anything yet.
that
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
make any
true.
sense. There's no way I won.
We're going to need you to do that. And go.
Was it,
You can do it
hold
now.
on, wait. Was it not you?
No, it wasn't me. I had
Oh no, who did Con Air Indecent Proposal? Is that Jeremy?
No, I didn't do a
Dodgeball,
decent
Con
proposal.
Air, Indecent Proposal.
Who had Dodgeball?
It's like you have no fucking faith in me anymore.
That was
Brandon.
Aaron.
Aaron? I don't remember. Everyone
He's
has
like,
said
there's
Dodgeball
no
at
way
point.
this could be Aaron.
Literally everyone on the cast has named Dodgeball as their movie. I thought it was Parker.
No,
right, Aaron,
I
what's
have
the
named
topic?
Dodgeball before, but not this time.
Oh,
That was
I-
Sportsman.
You remember last month I abstained from ever picking stuff in the future.
He doesn't pick things.
Okay.
I can't. I will
Wait, what?
contribute, but I posted about a month ago that I'm done picking topics
Why is that?
because my topics are universally reviled and are bad, and I accept that.
By who? Who reviles them?
he has his own
I
weaknesses.
can think of one person.
Don't be picked on by Nigel. Okay, don't let Nigel bully you. That's online bullying.
Well, it wasn't
Well,
Nigel.
yeah.
It was when Josh said it was bad that I realized it was really, really bad.
I can't believe
Just
you're.
quit
I think you
choosing
can just keep
dog
going.
skull movie categories and people will
Well,
like you again.
I've got one for that. Just wait.
No, okay. Rutger Hauer movies released in 1978.
Rutger Hauer's movies that are about a hitcher
Yeah.
or a person fighting with karate.
Post-apocalyptic dog skull movies go.
Movies that
All right,
rhyme
Aaron.
with orange. So
Yeah,
what
it
now?
was the where did I end it? I ended it on movies made by sitcom stars before they got their stardom,
Yeah.
confirmed in their sitcom
Yeah.
they started.
So stop doing that and just name a movie category.
I'm
Best
done.
series
My,
that has more than 3 seasons.
Now, see, I don't think you should get to abstain. I think you
No,
absolutely
I'm
earned
waiting
it.
for him to name one.
I think you absolutely earned it, and I think you can be as complicated and esoteric and nuanced. Fuck them. You get to pick the topic because you're the winner.
so
I think you
yeah.
win.
Tell
I-
them not to vote for you.
I agree with that, but my well is really dry. Like it's
He doesn't
Oh.
like to be picked on by Josh. It's personal.
Yeah.
This isn't
my,
business.
my feelings got hurt.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I was scraping the bottom of the barrel to find some stuff, and you guys have better understandings of how to pick a category than I do. I will admit that. So
All right, so what's your category?
whatever Parker chooses.
Okay.
Oh, you're passing the buck to Parker? Oh, this is even worse. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, I
Thanks,
honestly-
Josh. I appreciate that.
Best Deuce Bigelow movie. And you're like, God damn it.
What's your
Movies
favorite?
that are part
Rob
of Deuce
Schneider
Bigelow.
only. Go.
Rob Schneider comedies.
early 2000s comedies.
Okay, I could do this. I could do this. If you're really passing it buck, I'll make it. I'll break the tie so we can get a podcast.
Yes.
Let's say,
Don't make me mad.
I don't think this will be too hard. You guys
Oh,
tell me
God.
if this is too hard.
Probably too hard. You have to say
anything-
that.
Anything based on a book, is that too hard?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Movies or television show based on a book, is that too hard?
Yes.
Then
Twilight.
That's like too broad.
Okay, too broad. Okay, I was trying to
Yeah.
think of something giant.
Just
net,
do
but-
something generic, but like an obvious category that we don't have to like think about.
Got it.
Like we could do action movies from the 80s, like anything super basic like that would
I
be
got
good.
it. Let me give me a moment.
My suggestion was actually going to be, because Aaron's not picking and somebody else is picking, we should have to do body swap movies. But I actually don't think there's enough of them.
Yeah.
There's a handful, but there's not that many. And especially not good ones.
Have we done animated yet?
Just generically animated? Yes.
Okay.
We could do Star Wars movies. I think there's exactly enough.
No.
And so it's like, who's getting the short straw?
No, I was thinking. I was trying to think of something general, but specific enough.
Again, we're going to have an infinite number of these, so it doesn't need to be anything you particularly want to do. It just needs to be a topic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got a good one. This could be fun. Game show.
Game show movie.
No, just game shows. Television shows.
Oh,
game shows.
Like actual game shows.
Game
Actually,
shows.
I like that. There's one after my own heart.
There we go. Let's do game shows.
All right, that's fine. I accept this. This is fine. All right. I honestly didn't think we were going to have Jeremy and Aaron this week. I assumed you guys were going to be travel boys.
Do you not want us here? Because, listen,
Yes,
I don't want to
correct.
be anywhere where I'm not wanted, honestly.
Cool. Well, you're actively where you're not wanted.
This is tough. This is a tough spot, honestly. I've been here many
I
times.
had assumed. I've been here many times. I assumed that Jeremy, just out of sheer contrariness, would refuse to leave.
Man, the internet's definition of game show is really broad. Like they're putting almost any reality show also in this category. I don't know if I buy that, but okay.
Oh my
It's
god, I
not-
have several
yeah.
that you guys are going to choose
Yeah.
before me, and it's going to make me so mad.
Jeremy just punching walls.
Oh, I'm going to be furious.
Fucking Jeopardy! I feel like everyone's writing stuff down, and you guys are taking this way more seriously than I am.
Listen,
Oh no, I'm just
if there's
this. I had one
more
thing
important than
hit
this,
me.
I don't know what it is.
Okay, this is amazing. I have not been. The internet was totally failed me. I thought of one show, and all of a sudden they all just came pouring out. That was amazing. It was like opening a chute. It's just I can't believe how many of these I have loved, and I've just totally forgotten about them.
And just for reference, we're doing ones that we like, not just like
Yes,
best ones, right?
correct.
Yeah. It's always not the best ones ever made. It's the ones you like to watch.
If I sneak another one in that does not actually exist in the world of what we're talking about, I get 1,000 points. You guys need to watch me.
Well, you think you have one that shouldn't count but does count? I'm a little confused.
Oh, I already snuck one
No.
in last week, you motherfuckers. Ha ha!
Oh, that's right, you did.
You tried to sneak it in.
No, I got it in.
Yeah, that is not a good thing, Jeremy. That is bad. You are being penalized for that.
All right, well, give him some fucking extra episodes.
Oh, don't worry, there will be episodes.
There will be episodes, and they will be deducted. There's a Gong Show movie? Get the fuck out of town. Wow.
Wow, I'm going to have a hard time picking. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 options that I'm completely satisfied with. I'm going to stop here.
Yeah?
I don't think
They're
guys
all
can pick
movies
8 of
that
my
you
options.
that are in your heart as good movies? I don't think so. I think you're cheating.
I stopped at 4.
Okay. I have several, and if you take any of them, I'll be angry. I'll probably leave the cast. I'll probably throw my headphones.
Jeremy, you should know this. What do you call a woman with a peanut allergy?
Weak.
Anaphylaxis.
That was stupid. I don't know who
But
sent
it's
that
food
in,
related.
but
You like the
I'm
food
out.
related ones?
no,
heard.
I think that was dumb. All right, so I just emptied my bottle of
That's
wine.
no laughing matter, Brandon. Millions suffer
No.
every year.
Millions suffer every year. an amount of people that are supposed to. Is there a ribbon? Is there a ribbon for that? Because I'd wear it.
I'd wear it.
So, Jeremy, I want to talk about your work.
Yeah,
and
let's do
specifically
it.
your robot. I'm sure
Yeah.
there's a lot of really weird things at work.
I'm
But
gonna
what about when
smack
it's not
you.
at work?
Don't you get into this. Don't you do it. Don't you fucking get into it.
What does your robot do when he's having a one-night stand?
You know what? I hope you tell me, because I have no godly idea.
Oh, he nuts and bolts.
That's cute. I like that one.
I've refused to tell that one so many times. That one always pops up when I look for them.
Yeah.
I actually got in a lot of trouble for my robot today.
yeah?
Apparently, so my boss told me that we can run it once or twice a day, just so we can check a box that says we use it, and corporate says, "Hey, you used it, excellent." And apparently, 18 days we didn't use it enough, so I got on a list of people who do not use it. I'm like, why don't you have corporate call me? They won't do that. They just won't. I got in trouble. I got put on a fucking list.
Uh-oh.
Jeremy, I know what that feels like.
You're on a
Just
list too, huh?
have demerits just pile up and up and up and up and up.
They just keep getting so heavy, you feel like you can't even walk. You can't even go through your daily life without thinking, how many demerits is this going to take off or give me? Right? Everything in life.
Yep.
I like to imagine he just like, when he's laying down to go to sleep at night, he's just like trying to think of a bet that can get him a little bit more ground. It's like the guy that's addicted to gambling. He's like, I can't pay my rent. I got to find a way to turn $80 into $150, like, or I won't be able to eat tomorrow. Okay, we need an actual topic for today so we can get started.
LVO meta, that's obviously happening.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that already.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
we
going to
did.
be all Web Warriors and Gardens of the Galaxy.
Okay,
Aaron, we can talk about your list if you've hammered it down.
oh God, we can. I'm gonna go 1 and 5, but we can sure fuck talk about it.
Oh, God.
Oof.
I'm excited for talk about one. I'm not excited to talk about you going 1 and 5, but I'm excited to talk about your list.
Okay.
We can talk about you and Kenny's quest to make mockery of the entire system.
We can do that. That'll be funny.
That will be fun. All right, we'll just kind of see where it goes.
I do have the
Comedy
comment corner
corner
ready for you in case we need more time.
Nice.
I just finished something else. Like, oh, I gotta talk about this. This is awesome.
All right, I have a backup topic if we run out of stuff. You guys ready?
Man, I am fucking so ready. Hate.
Alrighty. You guys want to get right into it?
I'm going to sneak in so many movies. You have no idea. You need to stop me. You're going to have to triple check these.
Trading
know if
Day
you-
was not a game show.
Yeah.
I know that.
Jeremy, did you realize that you got disqualified from the vote?
What?
Yeah, you were not a option for the vote.
Oh.
Oh, I saw that. He was originally up and had 0 votes, and now he's not there.
I have less than
No.
0.
He had 1 vote, and then I took his vote away. So
No, the
it
one vote he had
removed-
was your vote that you automatically put on.
Yeah, so I took it away, so that way it wasn't a clickable option.
Man. Fine. Well, you're going to have to triple check mine
All right.
because I'm fucking sneaking them in now.
Okay.
They're going in.
So this week on Mojo World, that just means we're going to vote everything you say down. It's going to be fine.
Oof.
This week on Mojo World, we're doing game shows. So this is actual game shows
Game
that
shows.
aired on television, I think. I have a bunch that are fake game shows that didn't actually ever happen.
No, it cannot be a fictional game show. It's a game show. Game show.
All right, Jeremy has been relegated to last pick.
Ah!
So Parker, you're up first.
I'm gonna go with my favorite game show to watch. I don't know why I love watching this so much. I think it's just the host. It's Cash Cab. I love me some Cash Cab.
It's an interesting pick. I don't know what that is.
Cash Cab?
Never heard of it.
Cash Cab is pretty
Oh. The idea is the game show exists entirely in a cab that tours around New York City, or toured around. I don't even know if they still make Cash Cab, but the idea
They
was,
drive around.
yeah, random people would hail a cab, get in, and they'd be like, "You're on a game show." And then, and while they were traveling
Okay.
from their place to their destination, they would have to answer trivia questions, and they got to win money that he would just give to them while they get out of the cab. So they got a free ride plus hundreds of dollars, depending on how many answers they gave. Shout out to my favorite cash cab ever, which actually they did a cash cab cameo in 30 Rock, where Tracy gets in it, and he ends up
Oh,
making
God.
hundreds and hundreds of dollars because he just happens to know all this
He
random
just randomly
trivia.
knows everything.
Yeah. It's a wonderful bit. If you've never seen Tracy in Cash Cab 30 Rock, it's wonderful.
He's like Archer, where it's like he doesn't know common sense things, but he knows random facts all day long.
Right, and it's all based
It's
upon
like
weird.
he doesn't know what his own blood type is, but
Yeah.
he knows who discovered blood groups.
Right.
Like,
And it's all
what the
about these
fuck?
weird, 3 degrees to knowledge. Right? He just
Yeah.
there's like, when was the Statue of Liberty built? He's like, that's funny. You should ask that because I once went to the Statue of Liberty Centennial in order to find a pimp that owed me money. It's like,
So
and when
100 years before that,
right, again, I didn't know that was 1986 because that was also the year that I got accosted for that terrible thing I didn't do. It's just like, and so he just knows. So
Okay.
he pieces all the
All right,
answers
all right,
together.
Yeah, we got it.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
funny. Go ahead.
Weird. All right. We'll go with the most entertaining to watch. Probably is 8 out of 10 Cats does Countdown.
Excuse me?
If you
What is
guys,
that?
You motherfucker.
that is
it.
a British show. It's a remake of an old show that was basically just Nerds the game, and so you would. There's a bunch of different like brain teasers that they do during the show. So one of them is like they get a bunch of numbers randomly picked from a pile. They put them up on there's like 6 or 8 numbers or whatever, and they would randomly generate a number from like 500 to 1,000, and you have to, using only the numbers there, create a math equation that equals the question. And so like if you're trying to get like 501, you could do like 100 times 5 plus 1. And that would get you there. It was called the conundrum. And then they also do like word scrambles. For like, here's 8 letters. What's the longest word you can make with these 8 letters? And then you get points based on how well you do versus the other contestants.
But there's no
But-
contestants. They're all fucking comedians.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
now 8 out of 10 Cats
Oh,
does
yeah,
Countdown is a remix of that show where they just have comedians on and they just be funny during the whole thing. But they are still technically playing the game.
They'd be seriously funny though. I hate giving you props,
are
but
funny.
there are some major props. If
my
anyone
God.
listening has not
The-
watched 8 out of 10 Cats does Countdown, fucking
Google-
watch one.
Google John Locke carrot in a box. Like, I almost pissed myself. That was so funny.
It is funny stuff.
All right. So next up is Aaron.
Oh, I feel so lowbrow after that one, but I have to pick Jeopardy.
The Big Bang Theory, the game show.
Yeah.
All right. What was this? Jeopardy?
Yes.
What is Jeopardy?
Jeopardy is what is Jeopardy?
Why is Jeopardy?
Jeopardy is probably the best, like, go-to generic game show. I'll give you that. All right,
Well,
Jeremy.
I mean, I think it's actually quick pace, fair and balanced from an actual competition standpoint.
Yeah.
And
For
people
a trivia show,
watching
it's
also
great.
feel like they are participating. Right? So
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
it ticks all the boxes.
It's good. It's good. The thing I love about it is that there's no pandering. Like they're just all about doing it. Like, we're doing it. We're not going to stop.
Yeah.
Except for commercials. It's where a lot of game shows, it's all about building suspense. I fucking hate that. It's like, just say the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Next up is Jeremy. You get 2 picks.
2 picks. I'm going to go with Nailed It, which is amazing for my boys and I. We love that show. Nailed It. Make some cakes, fuck it up, laugh about it. Everybody's done
Is that
that.
a game show? Well, hold on. Wait.
Yes,
Nailed
it's a game
It?
show. Nailed it.
It's a reality baking
Eh,
show.
That's
Yeah.
a reality baking show.
That's a
What's
Wait,
good
the game?
is the Bachelorette a game show to you too?
Yes, absolutely. Why not?
No.
They're all game
I think-
shows.
Are we going to veto the first thing Jeremy said?
Yes, we
Fucking
are.
hate you.
Okay.
So what is okay? So give me the criteria.
What is a game show? You have contestants on, and they play a game in
Okay,
which
that's
there
what
is
they
a
did.
winner determined.
And that is
No, no,
true.
it-
of
it-
What's
Nailed
the
It.
game?
Thank
That's
you.
a skill.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a demonstration
You're
of
very
skill.
right. No,
like
they have no skill.
Watching the Olympics is not a game show.
One of them wins. They win things. They all play. I'm not sure. You just said it. They all got the things that you said. Continue.
You know what? I'm gonna say you win the prize at the end of the episode. I think that's like a traditional game show.
Okay, cool.
All
They
this-
do. They get to pick out everything they want. from-
Well, just because there's a prize doesn't mean it's a game show.
So-
Okay, I've never seen it, so
Okay,
I'm just
so
going off of
continue
description.
defining
It is-
exactly of what it is. Go ahead.
You want me to define a game show?
What is it? Yeah. Are you saying a question game show?
No,
No.
I
Okay.
will say that. Actually, maybe this is
Is it like
elimination.
the Great British Bake Off where they just had people on, they bake stuff, and they determine who baked the best thing?
No, it's basic.
Yes.
It's kind of, sort of, sure, kind of.
That's not really a game
Maybe
show.
Why
it
is it not?
judges? Like if you have
What
if
does
you
it
have
take to
three
be a
judges,
game show?
Hold on.
is
I'm
America's
just
Next Top
Googling
Model
Nailed
a game
It.
show? Because this is the same thing with
Ooh,
cakes,
no.
right?
No, it is not.
Because it has three judges that have somebody
Hold on,
with
I'm-
a skill, and they're
Hold on,
looking
I'm
at them.
watching the trailer.
I think you're confused about what a game show is.
This is not a game show. This is a baking show.
And a baking show is not a game show? Define.
No. No,
Okay.
it's not.
So,
Hell's Kitchen is not a game show.
okay, so first off, then define game show for me. What is it?
I feel like Jeremy's just trying to be.
I am
awesome at
not!
this point.
What the fuck
Okay,
do you want it to be? Is it question and answer? Is it math? What is it?
It doesn't have to be any one thing, but it's
Okay,
not
cool. This
a
one's about
showcase
baking.
of personal skill.
This one's about baking. It's personal. It's
Okay, Ninja Warrior is not a game show. Well, actually, it's definitely more of a game show than this is.
I was going
but
to
would
say,
probably not
actually, it
classify as a
probably
game
is.
show.
Defend.
It actually
on your-
probably is,
and
honestly.
I think that
No,
your
because
definition
it's
is
not a.
skewed.
So
Okay.
it's just about how I define it.
Yeah,
I think-
like define
I think-
it. I don't
I define it
understand.
as shows as categorized as game shows. Then
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I
Nailed
do
it.
agree.
I got it.
Here's the problem. Would you guys just kind of up? I'll jump in here. I think the problem you guys just said is as soon as you make it about a physical thing, like Ninja Warrior as an example, it still obviously is a game show because a physical game can also be a game.
Uh-huh.
And so if it's a trivia game show, then I would have had the category would have had to be we're gonna do trivia shows or trivia
Okay.
game shows, and so it had to be
Yes.
something with letters and numbers, and it could be funny or it could be silly, but it's got to be trivia. But since we said game show,
You said people win
I
or
think
lose.
the only thing it needs to
That's
be a
all
game
you
show
said.
is a competition for prizes.
Yeah.
And I think therefore with that definition, then you have to count every baking show and America's Next Top Model. And
Absolutely.
I don't know if The Bachelor, because the prize is The
Some
Bachelor, which
lame-ass
is
dude.
which is not really a prize. But I think if you're getting $10,000 for winning, then any of those shows would also count.
Thank you.
all right, if you want to do Nailed It, that's fine.
Thank you.
I just felt like you were intentionally making a joke. Of
I
it.
swear to God, I am not.
because
I
of
do
what
not
happened
watch
last
other
week.
games. I don't
Okay.
watch trivia shit. I don't care about that.
No,
I
it doesn't.
actually-
Definitely does not need to be a trivia show. I'm just
Then,
saying it
all right.
seems like this is
N-
just a showcase of baking.
AILE. Nailed it. Write that down.
I did. It's
Thank
not
you.
the thing.
Perfect. Go on. Oh, I get two?
What's your next one?
Oh, you're going to be mad as
Jesus
fuck.
Christ, we're never going to be done.
No, you're not.
Nailed It too. The renailing.
Floor is Lava. I love that show too.
Okay,
Anything
that's
my kids
actually a
can
game
watch.
show.
There's nothing different than Floor is Lava than Nailed It. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's false. That is 100% false. No, because one is just a baking show. It's
No,
they
it's
make
not.
it a
They
competition.
don't know how to bake.
but
That's
it's
the
just-
whole show. They don't know how
They
to bake
don't know
shit.
how to bake,
No, that's what's awesome
So-
about Nailed It. They don't know how to bake
but they're
shit.
going on Nailed It.
Yeah,
You applied to be on Nailed It,
Yeah.
which is a baking show.
they're terrible. That's the thing about Nailed It, and that's what makes it awesome. They're doing their
I
fucking best.
honestly do not give a fuck. So we're just gonna move on.
Cool. Done.
All right, Aaron, you got your second pick.
My second pick is the Newlywed Game.
That's a TV show.
Oh,
it was-
Get
it-
ready. Get ready to
It was in the
fucking
70s,
explain it.
so
Oh,
maybe
I've
before
seen
your
that.
time.
I've seen that actually.
There you go.
You win a
'Cause
floor.
no- nothing-
Yeah, they have like different couple. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
where the Newlywed Game came from. Is the actual show the Newlywed Game? Okay,
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So nothing
right.
is better than watching two people who supposedly love each other not know each other at all and answer
And get
awkward
mad at each other.
questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if he gets
Have
that,
you
I
seen
get
the?
one. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's fine. There's a clip video going around of there's this couple doing like a quiz game where you like put the answer on your head and then your significant other asks you questions or like gives you hints as to what it is without saying it. And so the dude puts a card on his hat, and she's like, "Oh, this is easy." It says Viagra, and she's like, "This gets you really hard." He's like, "Your sister."
Ooh.
The clip just cuts.
Oh man.
It's fucking great. It's like then he was beaten to death. Okay, back to me. Let's see. I got a pick here. I'm gonna go with Legends of the Hidden Temple. Anybody want to veto that?
I don't know
there?
what even what
No.
it is.
I don't know what the fuck it is.
Oh,
I know, that's
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
it was
like
on my list.
OG Nickelodeon.
Yeah, that was Nickelodeon's like heyday
you have
of game
kids
shows.
doing like obstacle courses and challenges and stuff,
trivia.
competing against each other and trivia. Yeah. And then at the end of it, they had to go into the hidden temple, which was like Indiana Jones style, going through this like jungle gym, trying to get to the end and get like the trophy thing and get out. And that was how you won.
I think I had a red Jaguars T-shirt at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Parker, you're up.
I get 2. Am I 2?
Yep, this is your last 2.
Okay. I'm going to go with... I have to say this one, even though it's an old school one, I have to say it because this was a huge cornerstone of my life, was Price is Right. I've always loved me some Price is Right.
That was my next pick.
And my last one, man, I'm having a hard time with this. So many of them I love, but I think I have to go with a piece of the Astro Crag and say Guts. Which is
What?
Kitty.
Yeah.
Kitty. It was another Nickelodeon golden age.
It's just shitty Legends of the Hidden Temple is all it is.
It wasn't shitty. It was all
It's
athletic
compared
stuff.
to Hidden Temple, it was.
I didn't
Legends
realize
of the Hidden
this
Temple
was
was
just
about,
pick your
like-
shittiest Nickelodeon show and fucking talk about it.
Yeah. Yep,
Okay.
that's it.
All right,
You got
get
it.
slimed. You
I'm
lose.
surprised you didn't get it sooner. Yeah.
No, I mean I
Should've got it
look,
sooner.
Sorry.
All right. Parker, you're done. So my final pick. God, you left me with a hard one.
If you want Guts, I'll
No, I'm gonna go a different route.
He's got a
I'm gonna
couple
do
other
Family
shitty ones he's
Feud.
welcome to give.
Guts was not on my list.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Family Feud. It is probably the most entertaining for me of the ones that are available left because it's the hosts have always done a really good job of making the show fun, and that's what a lot of other shows don't tend to do. Is like they tend to pander and stuff and like try, but they never pull it off. Like Steve Harvey on Family Feud is worth the watch alone. Like because just him being funny with random people is great. Also, Always Sunny does Family Feud is an amazing episode.
Dragon.
Dragon. Show me
Dragon.
Dragon. Wait, it's actually on the board.
Things I would eat. Yeah.
Guys, I think I took this survey. It's fucking great.
It's really
It's like,
it's really
we're
a meat
only
for
in
kings.
this. Because Charlie literally got to take the survey at the mall where we have a shoe in. All right, Aaron, your final pick.
We are gonna dip back into the 80s this time.
Oh, we're going forward.
We're going
in time.
Here we go,
forward.
Here we go.
So I could have gone back to Card Sharks, which has some nostalgia.
Never seen that.
Fine.
Are you going to pick anything that was in color?
Yes, we're going to go with the ripoff from Dodgeball with Ice and Laser.
American Gladiators.
American Gladiators.
Hell yeah.
That was my fourth pick. Man, I couldn't tell that or Guts. Good choice.
Oh, American Gladiators was way better than Guts.
I was a big fan of Guts because
Did you guys see American Gladiators? I think it was when the WCW started filming in the same studio, and WCW guys would come and like troll the bodybuilders backstage, and they would get into like stupid pranks and shit.
I did not.
That was
I know
fun.
what you're talking about, though. I didn't watch it. I don't know what that.
Yeah, Jeremy, your final pick.
I got a couple of
Kitchen
them I'm looking
Nightmares.
at. Yeah, no.
Bar Rescue.
Listen, I know what you want. Okay, I'm gonna give you what you want, not what I want, but what you want. This will feel good on the whole. Okay.
Okay.
I have decided that Deal or No Deal. That's my favorite because I like being able to scream, "You're a fucking idiot!" Like
There are some dumb
they're
people.
like,
on
the
that
bank
show.
is called. We're gonna offer you $200,000, and they're like, "No, choose the briefcase. I'm like, have you lost your fucking mind? Like, that's the dumbest shit ever.
I
am stupid, and I have made it all the way to where the bank is going to give me $200,000. And I'm saying, no, I think a 50-50 flip is fine. Are you fucking kidding me?
For like $1 or
Yeah.
$1 million.
No,
my favorite part is they managed to turn the Monty Hall problem, which is a famous like math like brain teaser or like situation you could call it, into a game show, and people still don't understand it. like you can just Google it. You're going on the show, Google it. Like,
one of the things that they interviewed Howie Mandel afterwards, and he said what blew his mind the most is absolutely that would happen, but it would be the thing that was said right before that, which is the contestants would be like, he'd ask them like, what are you, what would you excited to do about the money? And he said, I want to put a down payment on a house, so I want to be able to, pay off medical bills or something really important. And like you said, they get an offer. That covers the cost of an entire home, and they go, no deal. And
I'd rather go home empty-handed.
That was always the part that blew his mind, because it's like, you just said what you wanted was this, and this is so much enough for that. You should just stop. You're getting what you want, but people, that the psychology of it just draws people away from it.
Stop.
It doesn't.
They're like $10,000. I'm in. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
You had me like,
no,
Jeremy takes the first offer.
I'll take that. First offer. I'm out.
Shortest episode
walk
ever.
away.
My issue with that and most contemporary game shows is you could condense that into 6.5 minutes. But instead, is
the time dragging like reality shows do.
Like, oh my god! Like,
like that's why I can't watch Survivor or any of that shit. It's like, dude, and it's not even that like you could condense it. They did the opposite. They took a 10-minute show and made it 30 minutes by stretching it. You should have made it a 5-minute episode. Like, I would have actually watched it.
Yeah, a person wasting all
it's
their
like,
time.
how many times do they do like repetitive quick cuts and recycles and next time and previously and after the break and before the break, and like, oh my god, fucking just do it.
I don't know if
$1 million game.
It's like torture.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
The one I hate the most for that is Minute to Win It, because there is so much irony, because one of the taglines for the show for a long time was every second counts. And so they would say that tagline 3 before they would compete, and they would say it very slowly. At one point, I think it was they had a weird host on there. It was like a former Olympian, and he would say, "You have a minute to win it." I'm not exaggerating. Every second counts. And I'm like, this is, and I told my wife, I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen probably in television. Like, the irony in this moment is so intense, I can't watch. I got up and left, and I was like, I can't watch. This is terrible.
Yeah. There's also the other thing that kills me with like reality shows is like, the obviously fake ones where it's like these are plants, or like this is scripted, and like because the actors are just so cheap and bad that they can't sell the situation. God, that always just turns my stomach. It's like, I can't watch this. This is cringe. Like,
you know what the opposite of that is? Hollywood Squares. Those motherfuckers would show up drunk, high, whatever. Like, they didn't care.
That one was
all
they're
celebrities. Like, they're not acting. They're clearly not acting because they're good at acting.
In the 80s, man, they just showed up lit. It didn't matter.
Hollywood Squares. I remember as a child watching Hollywood Squares, and some of the humor was for adults, but I remember just crying laughing at Hollywood Squares. I almost put that, but it's been so long, I couldn't. I have it on my list, but I couldn't remember enough of it. Like, I can't.
Oh yeah.
Like, if you asked me to
Joan
tell a joke
Rivers,
from Hollywood
Top
Squares,
Square. What do you think? And she's like, you're like, oh my god.
Oh man, I watched the Gilbert Gottfried era when he was the Center Square, and my god, he would just make you cry laughing.
Oh yeah,
so funny.
There's I don't know if anybody's ever seen this, but there's a show called Would You Lie to Me? It's another British show. I haven't watched a ton of it, but my last roommate, Ben, was a huge fucking fan of that show. He watched every episode. But it's basically, there's a moderator, there's 2 teams of 3 people. One person on each team, the captain, is always the same 2 people. And one of them is like the guy from Benny vs. Spenny. It's like the same people are on all the British comedy shows.
Yep.
And so there's 2 of them. And they have random celebrities play their 2 teammates every week. And so the point of the show is you draw a card, you read what's on the card, and the other team has to guess if the thing you said is true or false.
Uh-huh.
And so beforehand, they would make up fake cards, and then also you would write down stories that actually happened in your life. And so, like, one of them is they had the curly-headed redhead guy that's a British comic, and he's like, one day, I missed my train, so I just slept in the bushes outside the train station. And they're like, and so then they can ask him questions about it, and he can lie during the questions, he can be honest about the questions, you do whatever. And so basically you're trying to, figure out if it was true or not. But the answer was relevant. The fucking interactions, like the stories people would make up and the ones that were actually true was hilarious. I almost said that one.
There's a lot of good ones now.
Yep.
The only other one I had on my list was Double Dare.
Ooh,
Listen,
I remember
you and
that
your
being a
Nickelodeon
thing,
has got to go.
but I don't remember what it was about.
It was very similar to Legends of Hidden Temple, only it was about families. So you would compete as a family, and a lot of them were physical. There was a few trivia things, but a lot of them were like physical things. And there were a bunch of like it was Nickelodeon's like flagship one. It was all about slime and like gack and gunk. It was all
Grab
about
that
like
flag inside the nose.
Maybe
and
that's
it's
what
not
I'm-
in it.
Yeah. Yeah, the flag inside the nose.
That's what I
yeah.
was thinking of when you said Guts. I don't remember Guts.
Oh no, Guts was it was literally just American Gladiators for kids. It was that was 100% what it was. They did not have the projectile launching one, the big one at the end where you'd like run the gauntlet. They didn't do that. Instead, they had the Astro Crag, which was this giant mountain that you had to rush up. And
they like push shit over at you. Yeah. They push the big foam boulders down.
Right. And so
it's basically like those like Asian get hurt shows, but like for kids.
But most of the stuff was like a lot of the stuff before that was like track and field stuff, like American Gladiators. But yeah, Guts was American Gladiators for kids, and I remember as a little kid watching both and just loving Guts.
Have you guys seen the game show where they basically have this staircase and it's like a slight inclined staircase. Every step is slightly inclined, and they just cover it in KY jelly, and they have 4 people try and get up it.
It sounds
so
like
funny.
The end of American, or what is it called? American
No, they're
Ninja
all wearing
Warrior.
like head to
the
toe
Forest Lava.
spandex.
That Forest Lava has something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they have to try and climb up, but like you have to be so slow in your movements, and then everyone's trying to pull you down because that's a race to the top. They repeatedly wipe out.
Okay, for everybody who's listening in on this and is going to blast me on the internet, I did not realize I'm remembering Astro Crag. It was the Aggro Crag, which is before.
I'm sure you were going to get some comments.
Yeah,
listen,
I'm looking it up now. Because I wanted to
Nigel
know what a piece of the Aggro Crag looked like.
Bullshit. Okay, keep it tight.
Yeah.
Keep it tight.
So if you won Guts, you got a piece of the Astro Crag, which was this really crappy like polyurethane, semi-transparent piece of plastic that glowed.
You earned
it. And man,
it was worth. That's all you wanted.
I still want a piece of the Aggro Crag. If you told me today
To
I could have it for $400, I would buy it for $400.
Yeah.
And
you might be able to buy actual pieces of the Astro Crag for $400.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The actual Aggro Crag. I don't know where it is or what happened to it, but the pieces, the trophies, man, that's something.
I know. I'm being serious. You might be able to find one on eBay for like $400. In other news, Jeremy, did you hear what happened to the pastry chef when he got arrested?
Why don't you tell me?
He was caught baking and entering.
That's horrible. That's a -5.
I know.
-5.
Oh,
that's
Jeremy
a bad
now
one.
has 5 probationary episodes. Is what it sounds
What
like
the fuck is that? Why did I get? No, that was a bullshit. That was a 0.
It's a slippery slope, Jeremy. Parker could tell you. It goes from 1 to 3,000 real fast.
Oh my god, Parker.
Yeah, the
I
doghouse
didn't
is
realize-
long and wide.
I didn't realize there was room for me.
Yeah, Nailed It's
Great.
gonna get you some episodes. I can feel it.
Jerry, I feel like if you give me the doghouse, be like, "What is this place?" And I'm just in like a 400 by 400 foot room, and I'm in a stool in the far corner, and I'm waving, "Hi."
Hey, what's up? There's a lot of room down here.
It's like that meme at the gallows. The guy's like, "First time."
Yep.
Yeah, it's exactly Ugh.
Did you guys ever watch that movie? By the way,
What's that?
did
Which
you guys ever
movie?
watch the movie that meme is from?
Yeah, it's from.
It's called
The Ballad of Buster Scruggs,
Buster
right?
Scruggs. Yeah,
I love.
It's basically
that
an
fucking
old-
movie.
it's so good. I had
Yeah.
no idea what that was for so long. It's
Oh, really?
hilarious. Yeah.
yeah, and that-
Unbelievable.
It's a series of small stories, but
If
that
the Coen brothers
that
wrote
one
anything,
is
I'm in.
really good.
I don't even care.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I love them.
I don't think there's a
Yeah.
single one of them that's bad, but I like that
Dude,
one.
Where
Yeah, I
they
didn't-
throw the
I didn't know what it
armless,
was while I was
legless
going.
guy over the bridge.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like,
Yeah.
that is the most inhumane thing I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, yeah, that sounds about right for the chicken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their movies
Okay.
have some of the best writing, I think, ever. Period. Full
Mhm.
stop. The writing is just so strong.
Yeah, it's really good.
Alrighty, well, we better wrap this up so
Yep.
people can get to bed. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Goodbye.
Good luck in Las
Bye.
Vegas.
Yeah, check out the judgments.
Check
Or
us
don't,
out.
Whatever.